Good evening and welcome inside FirstEnergy Stadium as we get set for game number 4 of a 6-game series between the Reading Fightin Phils and the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. My name is Jake Starr. Appreciate you joining myself and Bob McCool tonight as we welcome you into our pregame show. And we are just about 15 minutes away from first pitch of this 4th game of this week's series. It is a beautiful night here in Baseball Town at FirstEnergy Stadium as the Fightin Phils, who fell last night, that snapped their season best 3-game win streak, will look to get back in the win column tonight. It's the red-hot Griff McGarry on the mound for the Fightin Phils. He'll go against Yonder Suarez for the Rumble Ponies, so it should be a very good pitching matchup between two arms that have thrown very, very well this year. We're going to take a timeout here on the pregame show. When we come back, we will tee up part 1 of a 2-part interview that we had with Fightin Phils hitting coach Tom Slater. That conversation with Slater is coming up right after this. Pre-game show rolls on here on the Reading Fightin Phils Radio Network. Jake Starr joined alongside by Bob McCool. A little more than 10 minutes from first pitch of tonight's game between the Fightin Phils and the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. But now we're going to toss things over to our conversation with hitting coach Tom Slater. This is part 1 of a 2-part interview. Part 2 will air prior to tomorrow night's game. But without any further ado, here is Fightin Phils hitting coach Tom Slater. So that was part one of our interview with Fightin Phil's hitting coach Tom Slater. Part two is coming up tomorrow night for our pregame show at 5 p.m. here on the Fightin Phil's radio network. And with that, we're going to step aside again here on the pregame show as we inch closer to first pitch. We'll be back to wrap things up and look towards the lineups here from FirstEnergy Stadium after this as the pregame show rolls on the Fightin Phil's radio network. Back on the pregame show here on the Reading Fightin Phil's radio network. Jake Starr and Bob McCool. Once again, appreciate you spending part of your Friday evening with us. The debut of Los Luchadores Day Reddings on this Fiesta Friday in 2025. Broadcast partner Bob McCool, bring you in here. Bob, welcome in. Fightin Phil's tonight. Bit of a sluggish night offensively last night. A couple of solo home runs to account for. That's been it. How do the Phils get back to their hitting ways that we saw the first 2 days of the series?
It's kind of an interesting scenario, only in the sense that what they were able to do in Game 1 and Game 2 that they didn't do in the Portland series and they didn't do last night, which is cash in with men on base. They had opportunities, not a lot, but they had a couple of opportunities, left 2 men on base in the 4th and the 6th, or the 5th and the 4th and the 6th last night. Just didn't cash them in, and that's what they did the night before. It's simply that they didn't have a whole lot of men on base. As you said, the 2 runs scored last night were 2 solo home runs. If you just kind of did a flashback of what was the difference, the night before, somebody would have been on base prior to those home runs. It was that simple. They just didn't hit the big hits when they had men on base, and that's what hurt them in that opening series against Portland. They had a ton of men left on base in that series, and so it's that simple. This is not an explosive lineup, but it's a lineup that has to hit when they get men on base, and it's just something that was missing last night.
And we wait the Fightin Phils to take the field, and it's going to be Griff McGarry on the mound. He's making his 3rd start. He's gone 4 scoreless and 4 hitless his first 2 outings of the year. Bob, final thought just on McGarry. What's kind of the key for him to continue that success tonight?
Never any different. Starts with throwing strikes. The stuff has always been there for Griff McGarry. It's control, and if he can control his stuff, he is dynamic, and he just seems to be in such a better place mentally and confidence-wise in 2025.
Well, Griff McGarry has led the Fightin Phils out. Los Luchadores Day Redding has taken the field on this Fiesta Friday. And it's time for the national anthem. That'll wrap up tonight's pregame show here on the Fightin Phil's radio network. We'll take a break, and we come back. We'll have lineups and first pitch for game number 4 between Reading and Binghamton. Good evening and welcome inside America's Classic Ballpark, FirstEnergy Stadium, for game number 4 of 6 between the Reading Fightin Phils and the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. Game number 13 of the season for the Phils, who enter tonight at 5-7 overall. And with Reading on the field, let's take a look at the opposition, Binghamton, and how Reed Brignac sends his squad out tonight. Jet Williams leads off. He'll play shortstop. Francisco Alvarez bats second, the catcher, and Nick Morabito is third in center field. Ryan Clifford bats fourth at first base. Nick LaRusso fifth, the DH. Travis Swaggerty is sixth, the right fielder. Bottom three, Alex Ramirez in left, William Lugo at third, and Yanni Hernandez at second. Rounds out the starting 9 for the visitors. And Bob, we talked about it just before the break, but it's Griff McGarry on the mound looking to stay red hot.
Third start of the season for McGarry. As Jake said, it's been spotless so far. The numbers that jump out at you obviously are the hits and the ERA, which are zeros. I mean, it's the strikeouts and the walks that might be more important than anything. 13 strikeouts to 3 walks. Griff McGarry in 2024, the Phils organization just trying to figure out what might be best for him. Tried him as a reliever at AAA. Just wasn't a successful opportunity, and Griff McGarry's looking at this as a refresh in 2025. He wants to start. He's getting the opportunity to come back here and to start. It might be a final shot in this organization for Griff McGarry to make something out of 2025. And so far, he has been spotless.
Set the defense behind Griff McGarry. Keaton Anthony is at first base. At second base, it's Cole Roberts. Shortstop, Aidan Miller. Third base, Luis Verdugo. Cade Fergus in right, Elio Prado in center, Hendry Mendez back in the lineup, plays left, and Jordan Disson does the catching tonight for the Fightin Phils. So Jet Williams, the shortstop, will lead things off for the Rumble Ponies tonight. He'll dig in from the right side on a beautiful Friday evening for baseball in Baseball Town. Holiday weekend, and a great way to get it started here. 70 degrees, the temperature at first pitch, presented by All Temp Enterprises. And Griff McGarry fires that first pitch home, misses up and in right at 6:47 p.m. And the count's 1-0 to Jet Williams. Williams, a .256 hitter, even stance right side. McGarry's next pitch is swung on in. Sliced down the right field line, foul. It's 1-1.
Been talking about McGarry and the walks. On the flip side of that, this has been a very aggressive Binghamton team at the plate. The Phils gave up 3 walks in the last 2 games after giving up 6 in the opening game of this series.
1 ball, 1 strike to count to Jet Williams. McGarry from the windup fires. Breaking pitch a bit up. It's 2-1. Freeman Eastern League umpiring crew tonight. Trevor Patience behind home plate has balls and strikes. Davian Fries at first. And the crew chief, Jack Wasson, is at third. Pitch home. That's over for a strike with a fastball at 93. It's 2-2. Jet Williams, 3-game hit streak. He's been aboard all 3 games this week, including a home run the other night. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Got him whiffing on a slider at 83 from McGarry. And that is strikeout number 1. And that'll bring up Francisco Alvarez.
Well done with the strikeout with the slider from McGarry. That might be his best pitch. Again, fastball in the 94 to 95. It does have some good movement at its best. The slider's a solid pitch for him as well. He also has a cutter to go along with it.
So Alvarez, the catcher, digs in. First pitch home is swung on and popped up. Towards shallow right field. Cole Roberts, the second baseman, is out. He is called off by the right fielder, Cade Fergus, who makes the catch. And 2 quick outs for Griff McGarry. Brings Nick Morabito to the plate.
Well, unfortunately for Cade Fergus, that ball was in the air for a long time because he did not see it off the bat. Now, Cole Roberts did get out there and probably would have been in position to make the catch, but it would have been a much tougher catch for the second baseman. But Fergus finally was able to find it and then took control.
So Nick Morabito will dig in from the right side. And the pitch home is at the knees for a called strike. It's 0-1. So Griff McGarry has retired he's faced 29 hitters to start this season. None of the 29 have gotten a hit. He has issued 3 walks. The 0-1 is swung on and fouled back. If he gets Morabito here, that will be 27 outs to start the season, 9 innings without allowing a hit. So we'll see if he can get Morabito here. It's a no ball, 2-strike count, 2 outs in the top half of the first inning. Rumble Ponies yet to get a base runner. And the 0-2. That one bounces down, 1-2.
I do not know what happened there, if that slipped out of his hand or if he just overthrew a breaking ball. But that literally bounced. You could still see the mark in the dirt. That bounced 3 feet in front of home plate.
9 pitches in this first inning for Griff McGarry. A ball and 2 strikes to the center fielder, Morabito, who bats from the right side. Pitch home. That's a fastball a bit upstairs. It misses, 2-2. Morabito, 184 hitter. He's 2 for 13 this week. Couple of walks, 4 strikeouts. And the 2-2. That's another slider. This time it gets away from the catcher disc, and it runs the count full.
So that's the second straight slider now that he has thrown, that he's bounced up there. This one a little bit at least closer to home plate, but he's might just got in a situation where he's overthrowing that pitch a bit. That's the pitch he got Williams on the strikeout.
So 3-2, 2 outs to Nick Morabito. McGarry set with the payoff pitch. Swung on a line drive right to Cole Roberts at second base, who makes the catch, and that will retire the side in the top half of the first inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base for the Rumble Ponies. We've played 1 half. Fightin Phillies coming to bat. 0-0 our score. Bottom half of the first inning, and here is tonight's Fightin Phil's starting lineup presented by Golden Oaks Landscaping. New look lineup tonight for manager Al Patrique, very right-handed bat heavy. Ilio Prado leads off in center field. Aiden Miller bats second. He's the shortstop. Keaton Anthony third at first base. Luis Verdugo is fourth. He's at third. Hendry Mendez, the lone lefty, bats fifth in left field. Felix Reyes, 6th to the 8th. Jordan Distance, 7th to catcher. Cade Fergus, 8th in right field. Cole Roberts bats 9th, plays second. And it's Yoander Suarez on the mound tonight for the Rumble Ponies.
His second appearance, his first start of the season, a total of 4 innings pitched. He has given up 2 hits, has not given up a run. Struck out 6, has not walked a batter so far in the first 4 innings. Last year with Binghamton made 21 starts, was 9-5 for the Rumble Ponies.
First pitch to Prado. Inside corner for a called strike. It's 0-1.
Last year with Binghamton in 119 innings, he struck out 118, walked just 29, but he also surrendered 12 home runs.
0-1. Prado swings. Ground ball. Diving stop. Lugo at third. Throw from his knees on a bounce is in time. Beats Prado to the bag. So a very impressive play by Lugo at third for the first out of the inning. 5-3 goes to put out.
Yeah, that's a real good play in both situations for Lugo. Not just on the dive, on the stop, but then he got up and threw from his knees in an intentional one-hopper, and that was spot on. Not always easy to make that throw from your knees, from third base, to get enough on it, but he threw it perfectly.
First pitch to Aiden Miller's taken for a strike. It's 0-1. Miller hits across his last 3. He's reached base over his last 5. Swing's really starting to look good for Aiden Miller. 0-1 is swung on and lifted out of play foul. It's 0-2 behind home plate.
Interesting that Nick Morabito in center, just before that last pitch, took several steps to his left and cheating a little bit more on the right field side of second base, which is a different look than we've seen from Binghamton defensively against Miller.
0-2. That's upstairs, 1-2. You have very big gap in left center with Morabito shaded towards right. Swaggerty is shallow and towards the line in right. Left fielder Ramirez pretty much straight up. Ball and 2 strikes to count to Aiden Miller. He'll ask for and get time from the home plate umpire Trevor Patience. Perhaps the tallest umpire in the Eastern League.
Officially now no
6'6".
He heard us talking about him and wanted to be corrected.
1-2. Miller way out in front of a curveball, swings and misses. He's down on strikes, and that is out number 2. Strikeout number 1 for Suarez. That'll bring Keaton Anthony to the plate.
Suarez really pulled the string with that curveball at just 74 miles an hour. Miller way out in front of it. So you're looking at a pitcher who can bring his fastball at mid-90s. Now all of a sudden he flops that curveball up there. Not only has he got movement on it, but it's 20 miles an hour slower than the fastball.
First pitch to Anthony is another breaking pitch. Misses a bit upstairs. It's 1-0. 6 pitches listed for Suarez. 4-seam, 2-seam fastball, changeup, slider, sweeper, and curveball. Next pitch to Anthony is swung on. It's lifted in the air. Foul territory, first base side. Ryan Clifford is over, and the first baseman makes the catch. A couple of steps in front of the tarp down the right field line. And that is how the bottom half of the first inning comes to an end. Well, just like the Rebel Ponies did, Fightins go down in order in the home half of the first inning. We'll head to the second, still scoreless here on the Fightin' Phillies Radio Network. International Fireworks is the official sponsor of the Phillies fireworks shows during the 2025 season. Head to their store at 242 Sycamore Road in Douglasville or visit fireworksorus.com. So top half of the second inning, Fightin' Phillies and Rumble Ponies still gridlocked at 0 in game 4 of 6. Officially have reached the back half of this first 6-game series of the season. And Griff McGarry back on the mound. He'll get the middle third of the lineup for Binghamton. Ryan Clifford, the left-handed bat, will lead things off.
Well, we're already in a different situation, and that's when you look up, Binghamton didn't score a run at the top of the first. That's the first in this series.
So McGarry, the righty, will fire home. The first pitch outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Fightin' Phillies in their Los Luchadores de Reading jerseys for the first time this year. The black to red transition on the front. White pants, black caps. Pitch home is swung on. In on the hands. Fly ball towards shallow left. Mendez is in, and the left fielder makes the catch just by the line for out number 1.
Had a long way to go get it, and Hendry Mendez eventually ran it down. You got a left-handed power hitter up with Clifford, so he's playing well towards left center field. And that ball was slicing towards the third baseline. Much like we talked with Francisco Alvarez's pop up the right field. Fortunately for Mendez, it was in the air for a long time, and he was eventually able to go get it because it was a long run for Aiden Miller as well.
Here's Nick LaRusso. First pitch to him is taken for a strike. It's 0-1. So, yeah, the Luchadores uniforms, black to red on the front. White pants, black caps, the yellow emblem on the front. Binghamton in their road grays for tonight's red lettering and numbering. 0-1, a fastball at 95 is a called strike. It's 0-2. Nick LaRusso, good start to the season for him, hitting .308. Got a home run, 5 RBI. 0-2 is a slider. Try the check. He does. Davian Fry at first said he held out. He held up. 3 for 7 so far this week is Nick LaRusso. Also currently riding a 6-game hitting streak, where he's hitting .368 across it. 1-2 the count. McGarry from the windup deals home. Swinging a foul ball straight down. It'll stay 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nick LaRusso.
Very defensive swing there for LaRusso just to keep himself alive. He was way out in front.
So still a ball and 2 strikes to the 24-year-old Nick LaRusso. And the 1-2 to him. Outside with a cutter. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Infield back, pretty much straight up. Right side maybe shaded a couple of steps towards the left. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Second strikeout tonight for Griff McGarry. And 2 outs in the second inning, and that'll bring Travis Swaggerty to the plate.
A little bit of a backwards pitching there for McGarry. Finishes him off this time with a fastball as opposed to first inning finishing people off with the breaking pitch. That time he goes earlier in the count with the off-speed stuff and finishes LaRusso off with the fastball.
So 2 outs, Travis Swaggerty steps in. Neither team a base runner yet. First pitch is outside for a ball. It's 1-0 to Travis Swaggerty.
But even if McGarry has missed with a pitch, even the balls are all around the strike zone.
1-0. Swung on, foul. Excuse me, he's hit in the center. Shallow, Prado in, dives under his glove, and it's down for a base hit. Heading towards second goes Swaggerty. He came off the bag for a second, but he is in there safely, so probably will go down as a double for Travis Swaggerty, which will be his 4th of the year. And if so, that's the first hit that Griff McGarry has allowed this year, and it wasn't even a ball that was hard hit.
Nah, a little fist off his fist and a flare into center field. Prado did everything he could, flat out dive. I mean, he got leather on it, but that's a double for sure. And it is officially a double and officially the first hit given up by Griff McGarry in 2025.
It was 9 2/3 inning for Griff McGarry until he gave up his first hit. First pitch up for a ball, it's 1-0.
I didn't know how to handle that. I mean, obviously it's the equivalent of a no-hitter, but you didn't want to jinx him by saying he did. Although you did with 2 outs in the first inning. You mentioned it. I thought, uh-oh, he gets a hit here, Jake. But
yeah.
he did.
Pitch home is down 2-0. Baseball America put out a post the other day basically saying that Griff McGarry has thrown a quote-unquote hidden no-hitter because he had faced 27 batters, yet to give up a hit, but they didn't really mention he walked 3 guys, so it was only an 8-inning hidden no-hitter.
Right.
2-0 is inside. 3 balls, no strikes to count to Alex Ramirez.
Right. You got 27 outs with the 3 outs in the first inning. So that gave him 9 innings of no-hit baseball.
So 3 balls, no strikes to count to Alex Ramirez. 167 hitter. Travis Swaggerty gets the lead off second. Pitch home is over for a strike. It's 3 balls and 1 strike now to Travis Swaggerty. Excuse me, Alex Ramirez. Two outs, top of the second inning. 3-1 is down for a ball, according to home plate umpire Trevor Patience. So that'll put Alex Ramirez on. First walk of the night for McGarry. Up to 27 pitches. And that'll bring William Lugo to the plate for the Rumble Ponies.
Yeah, long look in from McGarry in on that pitch. It was pretty close. I mean, it was a borderline pitch for sure. I'm so curious to see where the Phils are with McGarry. He threw 55 pitches in his first outing.
And first pitch down, it's 1-0. 64 last time.
64 in his second outing at Somerset.
So we got to think 70, 75 is probably the number tonight.
Correct. Just continuing to stretch him out a little bit more and more.
1-0. Outside of a cutter. It's 2 balls, no strikes.
And you have to remember that last year, we mentioned this earlier, last year he was a reliever exclusively at Lehigh Valley. 29 games he did not have a start with the Iron Pigs and only threw 30 2/3 innings last season in total.
Pitch home. That gets the knees for a called strike. It's 2-1 to William Lugo.
And so that's why the Phillies are carefully just kind of stretching him out a little bit more each and every outing. And the fact he's been good has helped add on to the fact that he can be stretched out.
2-1 pitch home. Swing and a miss, and the bat gets thrown into the Binghamton dugout.
Talk about a walk of shame. You got to go back to your teammates who you just hurled a bat into.
It's 2-2.
They're not giving it back. They're making him come all the way to the dugout. Nobody wants to give it back to him. There's not one person handing that bat back over the railing. He's still waiting.
Hopefully everyone is okay in the Binghamton dugout.
Seems like everybody's chuckling, talking to some kids behind the dugout.
Probably asking for a baseball.
They're probably asking for the bat. If he's going to throw it at you, why don't you just give it to me?
Wonder if that's the same bat.
That's a good question.
Maybe put some more pine tar on it.
It looks the same. That doesn't mean it is the same. I just thought it was interesting that nobody was offering it back to him. His teammates were like, you threw this at us.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 on for the Rumble Ponies, top 2. McGarry, set of the belt, deals home. That's a cutter, misses low and away. It's 3-2. So runners will be off here. Do you challenge him with a fastball here?
I don't think, I mean, obviously you don't want to load the bases and walk, but he has been so vulnerable to the off-speed stuff. The key point for McGarry is that if he does go slider, not to overthrow it.
3-2, pitch home. Swung on, ground ball, foul down the left field line, and the count will stay full.
It was the fastball, and that is his best pitch for sure. There's no doubt about it. It's not just a fastball. It's not an overpowering fastball. He's a 94, 95 mile-an-hour fastball, but it's got good movement on it. That's what was so alluring to scouts in terms of signing Griff McGarry, is the movement on his fastball.
So count remains full. 33 pitches so far for Griff McGarry. Trying to get William Lugo. 2 on, 2 outs. Top 2, pitch home. That's outside, ball 4. So after the bloop double from Swaggerty, it's been back-to-back walks of Ramirez and Lugo. And that'll bring the 9-hole hitter Yanni Hernandez to the plate. And right on cue, Brad Bergeson is going to come out and talk to Griff McGarry.
Yeah, I think this is a mental conversation. McGarry a little frustrated with himself because he missed. Again, it was not a contested pitch. That was a ball out of his hand, so it's an easy take for the batter and to put him on board. So it's that simple. It just regroup. It's all right. You still haven't given up a run. You got the 9-hole hitter coming up, even though he was a problem last night, but it's still the 9-hole hitter. Just work the batter. Don't worry about the 2 walks you just surrendered. You gave up a bloop and a couple of walks. They didn't hit you hard. They haven't hit you hard, other than a line drive to the second baseman to finish the first inning. It's been you've been in command. Regroup, rethink, refocus.
So Yanni Hernandez digs in. He's a .211 hitter on the season. He bats with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Pitch home is over for a called strike. It's 0-1.
And that's where it starts. Strike 1. Get ahead of hitters.
Swaggerty on third, Ramirez on second, Lugo's on first. Still a scoreless ball game. Next pitch is swung on, and it's laced foul down the left field line, and it's 0-2.
Hernandez way behind that, kind of shaking the bumblebees out of his hands a little bit, as that one was in on his hands on the late swing. So you went fastball with him the first 2.
Hernandez, who spent some time in the big leagues, waits the 0-2, swung on, ground ball third, Verdugo charges. Gloves it, fires on the run the first, it's in time. And that will retire the side in the top half of the second inning. It's a good job by Griff McGarry to pitch out of a little bit of trouble. On the inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. Bases are left full of Ponies. We'll head to the bottom of the second, still scoreless. You're on the Fightin' Phillies Radio Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, he will be signing
Bottom half of the second inning is brought to you by Swartz-Culleton PC. And the crazy hot dog vendor continues to do his thing. This inning is also brought to you by Cornwall Manor, an active senior living not-for-profit community in scenic Cornwall, PA, outside of Lebanon. So bottom two, still a scoreless ball game after the Rumble Ponies left the bases loaded. Crazy hot dog vendor riding his ostrich, finishing up his routine for the night. And with that, it'll be 4, 5, and 6 due up to the plate this inning for the Fightin Phils. And it'll be the cleanup man first, Luis Verdugo, up as Yoander Suarez comes back out for inning number 2 of work for him. Verdugo, cleanup man, homered in last night's ball game, his first of the year. First pitch to him from Suarez is a strike. It's 0-1. Verdugo, 161 hitter. With that lone home run, 3 RBI. Pitch home is over for a strike. It's 0-2. Verdugo, first year in the Phillies system, signed as a minor league free agent this offseason. In the Cubs system since he signed as an international free agent out of Mexico in 2017. 0-2 home is bit down for a ball. It's 1-2. Infield back against Verdugo. Right side shaded to the second base bag. Pitch home. He'll take it for a ball. It's 2-2. Never had a chance to set the Rumble Ponies defense. Alvarez behind home plate. Clifford at first. Hernandez second. Williams short. And Lugo is at third. And the 2-2 is swung on and lifted in the air out towards right. It's not deep. Swaggerty starts in, then back. And the right fielder makes the catch for out number 1. So that's Swaggerty in right. Morbito in center. Ramirez in left. Sets the defense behind Yoander Suarez tonight, and Hendry Mendez will come to the plate. Mendez in from the left side, lone lefty in the lineup tonight for manager Al Padrique. And the first pitch home is a looper that misses a bit up. It's 1-0. Mendez, night off last night, back in the lineup tonight. 306 hitter. 1-0. Upstairs for a ball, 2 balls and no strikes.
Leandro Pineda getting the night off tonight. Starting to hit the ball with a little bit more authority. Hit a line drive hard on the first baseline last night.
2-0. And Mendez takes it inside, 3-0.
And then in his final at bat last night, took it to the fence in right field, straightaway right field. Thought maybe he had his first home run of the season, but just came up a little bit short. But hitting the ball a little bit better in the game last night.
3 balls, no strikes to count to Mendez. We'll see whether he has the green light. Pitch home. He did not, and he takes it for a strike. It's 3-1.
Mendez has given them quality at bats from the beginning of the season. He's hitting well. He's over 300 in terms of batting average. 8 walks on top of it.
3-1. He swings, ground ball, left side. Lugo, the third baseman, was shaded over towards the shortstop spot. He gobbles it up and throws the first in time. And that is out number 2. So 5-3 goes to put out, and that'll bring Felix Reyes to the plate for the Fightin Phils. Reyes introduced himself kindly to the Baseball Town faithful last night. Had a solo home run in the 8th inning of last night's game. Hit it over 400 feet into the Fightin Phils bullpen. And now he'll bat with 2 outs in the inning. First one home. Reyes swings, cranks it. Deep left center field. Ramirez back at the track, and it's off the top of the wall. Ramirez chugging towards second. Helmet falls off. That's for a whole stop. And Felix Reyes gets a hold of one again. 109 off the bat, 383 feet. Needed to go about 384, but regardless, First double of the season for Reyes.
Well, we said it last night when he hit the home run. He's got pop. There's no doubt about it. Not surprised to see his name in the lineup tonight as a designated hitter. And he finally puts good wood on a ball from Suarez. Suarez looked really solid through the first 5 batters, and Reyes gets himself a thigh-high pitch, and he turned on it.
So here comes Jordan Disson batting with 2 outs for the Fightin Phils. And the first one home. Disson swings and a blooper towards shallow right. Swaggerty in, dives, and he dropped it. It was off his glove. Reyes held up. I'm not sure why. There were 2 outs.
Yeah, it's a mistake by Reyes. It's that simple. He did not realize there was 2 outs. He should have been off on the play, and that should have been a run. And Al Padrique is going to go talk to his runner right now. I'll remind him of that. But he should have been at home. It's that simple. I mean, there's no reason for you to be hanging around unless you didn't know that there was 2 outs.
So it is a base hit for Jordan Disson, his first of the season with Reading. So we have men on the corners, 2 outs now for Cade Fergus. See if Fergus can pick him up and not going to run here and give the Fightin Phils their first lead of the series. First pitch to Cade Fergus is a curveball that's up. It's 1-0. Binghamton has scored first in all 3 games so far this week.
Quite literally, first inning each game.
Yeah, it's the first time they've been held off the board through 2. 1 ball, no strikes to count to Cade Fergus. And the pitch home. He takes it down for a ball. It's 2-0. So Felix Reyes on third. Jordan Disson on first. 2 outs, bottom 2, scoreless ball game. 2-0's the count to Cade Fergus. And the pitch. Check the swing, won't matter. It was a strike on the pitch. 2-1 to the righty. Second start of the series for Fergus. 0 for 2 with a couple walks and a strikeout so far. They'll throw over and take a look at Disson, who slides back in safely. Slightly open stance in the right-handed batter's box for Cade Fergus. Suarez fires, and Fergus swings, and he fouls it back. Out of play, it's 2-2. Should Fergus reach, Cole Roberts awaits on deck. And the 2-2. Curveball over for a called strike 3, and that's how the bottom half of the second inning comes to an end. Second punch out for Yoander Suarez tonight. In the inning, no runs, couple of hits. 2 men left on base for the Fightin Phils. We have played 2 full. We're to the third. Fightin Phils and Rumble Ponies still locked at 0. Top of the third inning. Along with Bob McCool, I'm Fightin Phils broadcaster Jake Starr. We want to thank our good friends at Pepsi for presenting the 2025 season here in Baseball Town. Go Fightin Phils and drink more Pepsi. Top of the lineup coming up for Reed Brignac's team. Rumble Ponies and Fightin Phil still locked at 0 as Griff McGarry's back on the mound for his 3rd inning of work. So McGarry top of the lineup for the 2nd time tonight. Worked out of a jam in the 2nd. First pitch home is fastball bit up. Checking his swing was Williams, and Davian Fry at first says no swing for the righty. Williams 0 for 1 tonight, struck out swinging back in the 1st. Pitch home is down. 2 balls and no strikes to him. Williams homered in last night's ball game, was a leadoff home run in the 1st. And the 2-0 misses outside. It's 3 balls and no strikes. And McGarry comes ready. 3-0. That's over for a strike. It's 3-1 with a sinker at 94. Williams, 21-year-old, ranked amongst the Mets' top prospects. They're very high on the shortstop. And the next pitch is outside ball 4. That's the 3rd walk issued by Griff McGarry tonight. And that'll bring Francisco Alvarez to the plate now for the Rumble Ponies.
So that matches the number of walks that McGarry had surrendered prior to this in his first 2 starts. So reason to be a little bit alarmed, but still it has not yet hurt him. Brad Bergeson came out to talk to him last inning after he surrendered back-to-back walks and loaded the bases. He was able to get out of that with no trouble.
First pitch to Francisco Alvarez, gets it for a strike. It's 0-1. That time is able to land the slider in the strike zone. See if McGarry can get some sort of a ground ball here against Alvarez. 0-1 the count to the Mets catcher on rehab here in Binghamton. Pitch home, runner started and stopped, and the pitch is low and away, 1-1 to the righty.
It didn't really look like Williams what it was taking off. It looked more of a bluff than anything. It looked like he had intense intentions of going much further. He does have a good lead.
Very good lead. Almost beyond the cutout. And the next pitch just swung on a ground ball back to McGarry. He bobbles it. He bobbles it a 2nd time. So everybody will be safe. Presumably going to be an E1. And Francisco Alvarez is aboard. And that'll bring Nick Morabito to the plate.
McGarry knew he had a double play. If he could field it cleanly and get Williams, he knows he's going to get a double play because Alvarez is not going to hustle down the first baseline. And that's what happened to him. Then he panicked. Then he realized that, hey, I can still get the out at first. And then he bobbled it a 2nd time. And then now it's safe all around.
So it is an error. First of the year on McGarry. Pitch to Morabito is over for a strike. It's 0-1.
So now let's see if McGarry can adjust to this. This is self-inflicted. So now it's your job to get yourself back out of this.
0-1 the count. McGarry works in the stretch. He sets himself up at the belt. Checks back at Williams at 2nd and deals. Swung on and lifted into left. It's not deep. Mendez started back and then comes in to make the catch. So that is out number 1. So there's 1, and that'll bring Ryan Clifford to the plate.
Yeah, so now you're back in, and it really did. I got to tell you, I mean, I'm just going off purely off of body language. It just looked like McGarry after that, whether he just got mad, whatever it was, he just kind of looked like, all right, now I got to get myself out of this. Looked very determined, and so far so good through the first batter he faces. He's a ground ball away from getting out of it again.
So it'll be Ryan Clifford who digs in for the Rumble Ponies. In from the left side. 1st and 2nd are the runners. Pitch home is over for a strike. It's 0-1. Fastball's definitely been the pitch he's controlled the best tonight.
Yeah, the slider has been good and it's been bad. He's just overthrown it a few times and bounced a couple of them up there.
0-1 the count to Ryan Clifford. 0 for 1 in tonight's ball game. McGarry checks Williams at 2nd. Fires home. It's another fastball this time. Misses a little bit inside.
Yeah, but that's a good miss. I mean, that's just off the inside corner. If Clifford tries to put a cut on that, he's not going to get much. He might break his bat.
Neither runner held on. Infield back. Middle's tight, trying to turn 2. 1-1 to the lefty. Swinging a miss, hits 1-2. Tucks a cutter under the hands of him. Sun beginning to set here in Reading on a beautiful spring evening at America's Classic Ballpark. And the 1-2. Over for a called strike 3. Fastball right at the knees from McGarry. Third strikeout tonight for him. So after the walk and the error on McGarry, he gets 2 straight outs, and now it's going to be Nick LaRusso to the plate.
Since the error, he has thrown 6 pitches. 5 of them have been for strikes. The one he missed was the one that was just a bit up and in on Clifford.
So LaRusso will dig in from the right side. Infield back, no longer needs to turn 2. Roberts at second is shaded close to the bag with the righty up. First pitch, swing and a miss, it's 0-1. Fastball up high at 93. Nick LaRusso tonight's 0 for 1. He struck out swinging back in the second. McGarry, the righty, set at the belt, deals home. That's a slider, misses low, 1-1. He's struggling to land the slider, and he's not really getting much swing and miss out of it tonight.
No, other than the first strikeout to the leadoff man in Jet Williams, he really hasn't been able to locate that slider. He threw a great one to finish off Williams.
If anything right now, it's more of a show-me pitch.
Yeah, that's fine because, again, the fastball is good enough to get most of these guys out.
Following a strike to count to Nick LaRusso. Still scoreless top 3. Pitch home. There is that fastball, and it's driven in the air well towards left center field. It's going to fall for a base hit, and one hop the wall. Jet Williams scores. Alvarez gets waved around third. The throw will not come from the cutoff Miller, and it's a 2-run double from Nick LaRusso, and that'll make it 2-0 Rumble Ponies.
And that's the problem when you're just going fastball, or you maybe become a little bit too reliant on the fastball, and that was a letter-high fastball right there, and LaRusso made him pay for it.
RBI number 6 and 7 of the season for Nick LaRusso.
Both of those runs are ultimately going to be unearned because of the error on McGarry.
Here's Travis Swaggerty with 2 outs and a man on second. Pitch home. And they're going to say he went. He tried to hold up but couldn't. Home plate umpire Trevor Patience said he offered, so it's 0-1. Swaggerty doubled his first time up. It was on that bloop to shallow center that Prado dove for but couldn't come up with. 0-1. Another slider misses inside. It's 1-1. That was pitch number 56 for Griff McGarry tonight. And the 1-1 is up and away. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Now that's the other piece of this. You were hoping if we're guesstimating that he's probably 70-plus pitches tonight. So if you think about it, you're hoping he can get himself through 5 innings. That becomes a different scenario now. He's at 57. Still needs another out to get through the third.
2-1, pitch home. And that is a sinker, misses up and away. It's 3 balls and 1 strike.
So he would need a really quiet 4th inning in order to get into the 5th.
So it's a hitter's count to Travis Swaggerty. 2 outs, top 3, 2-0 Rumble Ponies on top. And the pitch, that's down ball 4. Went the cutter, missed it down and into the lefty. So 4th walk tonight for Griff McGarry. And that'll bring Alex Ramirez to the plate for the Rumble Ponies. McGarry's at 59 pitches so far.
And McGarry's going to take a little bit of a walk around the mound, get himself a new baseball. And this is his reset. We talked to him when he was here in 2023 during an interview in the pregame show, and he has a reset. He developed this when he was at the University of Virginia. It's his mental reset. He just kind of takes a walk around the mound.
First pitch to Ramirez, and that bounces away from the catcher distant on a fastball in the dirt. Each runner advances on what will be a wild pitch. So now it's second and third, 1-0 to Ramirez, 2 outs.
I can't think describe it any better than that. I mean, he did it. He's done it a couple times with the slider. That time it was the fastball. It just without knowing any better, it just seems like he's overthrowing it. That was Disson had no shot to get that. That was in the opposite side batter's box into the backstop.
1-0 home. That's a cutter that misses a hair outside. It's 1-1. Excuse me, 2-0. Ramirez tonight worked a walk back in the second. Pitch home is up. It's 3-0. McGarry cleans his spikes off behind the pitcher's mound. 3 balls, no strikes, 2 outs, top 3. 2-0 Rumble Ponies, and they have runners on second and third. McGarry trying to escape a jam for the second straight inning. Pitch home is swung on and lofted foul. It's 3-1. So it was a green light on 3-0 for the 7-hole man, Alex Ramirez. McGarry ready from the windup, deals home. Swung on and fouled back again, and the count now goes full.
This is where McGarry not having command of his slider is an issue, because I think if he throws Ramirez a slider here, you get him to chase. But at 3-2, I don't know that he runs that risk.
Counts full, 2 outs. McGarry trying to get out of this inning. Payoff pitch. Swung on, ground ball, chopped towards third. Verdugo charging, fields it, throws the first in time. And that will retire the side here in the third. Rumble Ponies do get a pair of runs on just 1 hit. There was an error and 2 men left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Rumble Ponies now lead it 2-0. Bottom half of the third inning is brought to you by Swartz Kolitz PC. You can expect reliable and experienced attorneys who are committed to getting you justice after a serious personal injury. Call Swartz Kolitz today at 1-800-JUSTICE. So, Cole Roberts making his Fightin' Phils debut, leads things off for Reading. 9-1-2 due up for the Fightin' Phils in this third inning as they trail it 2-0. And Yoander Suarez is back on the mound for his third inning of work. Cole Roberts, if that last name sounds familiar, you're not mistaken. Cole, the son of Dodgers manager Dave Roberts. And the first pitch to Cole Roberts is taken for a strike. It's 0-1. Dave Roberts is tuning in tonight. We say welcome. Dodgers in Texas tonight. First pitch in about a half hour. 0-1 home. Roberts swings and misses. It's 0-2. Signed by the Phillies as a minor league free agent back on January the 30th. Stayed down in Florida after spring training. Assigned to Reading on April 15th. And Roberts swings and misses at that fastball. He's down on strike. So strikeout number 3 for Yoander Suarez. Out number 1 of the inning. And that'll flip the lineup card over and bring up Ilya Prado.
Well, Suarez has looked really dominant. Other than the double off the wall by Felix Reyes, he has looked really very much in command.
So Ilya Prado will dig in from the right side with 1 out in the inning. And the first pitch is a ball. It's 1-0. 1-0 is Over for a strike at the knees. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Elio Prado. Prado 4 for 12 so far this week. Does have a home run, 4 runs driven in. And the 1-1 is outside, 2-1 now. Prado's 0 for 1 tonight. Grounded out the third, back in the first. 2-1 is swung on and popped up behind home plate. Alvarez heads towards the Binghamton dugout on the third base side and makes the catch for out number 2, and that'll bring Aiden Miller to the plate.
Shortstop Aiden Miller.
Tonight, the first time this season that somebody not named Trent Farquhar is batting leadoff.
That's correct.
He had been in the leadoff spot all 12 games of the season. Farquhar gets a night off as Miller digs in from the right side. And the first pitch home is bit up for a ball. It's 1-0 to Miller. Miller 0 for 1 in tonight's ball game. He struck out swinging his first time up. Miller, the Phillies' number 2 overall prospect. 1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1 behind a fastball from Suarez that was up high. That throw from Alvarez is very much offline.
Yeah, making his pitcher jump out.
Kind of gave his catcher a look like, what are you doing? 1-1. Miller swings, ground ball towards the middle. Fielding it to second baseman Hernandez. Had him shaded that way. Throw to first is in time to retire Miller and the side. So Fightin' Phils go down in order in the third. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We have played 3 full from Baseball Town, and the Rumble Ponies lead it 2-0. Top half of the fourth inning, 2-0 Rumble Ponies on top. And to take you over on the play-by-play, it's my broadcast partner, Bob McCool.
Thank you very much, Jake Starr. 2-0 game in favor of the Rumble Ponies. 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors for the Ponies. No runs on 2 hits, 1 very costly error for the Fightin' Phils as Griff McGarry is back out there to start this 4th inning. And we'll see how much longer that goes and what the pitch limit is for McGarry. Right now, the Phil's bullpen starts to move around, and I would expect that there'll be a reliever up as this inning unfolds. McGarry starts this top half of the 4th inning at 65 pitches, and he also faces William Lugo, the 8-hole hitter, in the Rumble Pony lineup. He walked his first time up, and the first pitch from McGarry is a pitch low, and Lugo tried to check his swing. They appeal, and our first base umpire, Davian Fry, says he did go around, so McGarry gets ahead of Lugo, no balls and a strike. 4 walks surrendered by McGarry to go along with the 2 hits, and it was also his error that opened up the opportunity for the Rumble Ponies to get the 2 runs. Here's one squirted off the end of the bat towards Keaton Anthony, and McGarry is there for the toss in plenty of time for out number 1.
Good start to the inning for McGarry. Gets a weakly hit ground ball that Anthony played well. And it looks like it's Travis Kuhn who at least was stretching last I checked. There is someone throwing, and it is Travis Kuhn who is throwing. So we'll see if McGarry can get through this inning. Not sure what the pitch count number is. Is it 70? Is it 75? See what it looks like. But Yanni Hernandez, the batter now.
Grounded out to third base his first time up. And first pitch to him is outside for a ball. Hernandez is switch hitter, batting left against the right-handed hitting Griff McGarry, one of 3 left-handed bats in Reed Brignac's lineup tonight. Reed Brignac coaching at third. Hernandez lifts this one to left field. Mendez going back. Hendry Mendez back to the track and makes the over-the-shoulder catch, a couple of strides before he touches the wall. Hernandez hit it well, but Hendry Mendez runs it down for out number 2.
Yeah, if you're McGarry, you can get through this inning and keep it at just the 2 unearned runs. I think you look back on this start. Was it the best start in the world? No, it was not. A lot of things to clean up, but I think you say to yourself, hey, the walks kind of, that's a thing, you work on, but you say to yourself, hey, if I feel that ground ball cleanly, the whole trajectory of this outing goes differently.
Jet Williams beats one on the high hop to Aiden Miller, the shortstop, in time, just in time to get the fleet-footed Jet Williams. And it is indeed a clean and quiet inning for Griff McGarry in the 4th as the Ponies go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. It remains 2-0, Binghamton on top. Bottom half of the 4th inning is presented to you by Klein Transportation. They're proud to be the official transportation provider of the Reading Fightin' Phils. Klein Transportation gets the R Phils to all their road trips throughout the 2025 season. For more information, go to KleinTransportation.com. And the Phils will be in the bus after Sunday's series finale as they'll make the trip up to Portland, Maine to start their next series on Tuesday, April the 22nd. And they'll be back home here on April the 29th to start a 6-game homestand against Harrisburg. And just as a reminder that every Tuesday, all active military and veterans receive $3 off box seats thanks to Burke's Oral Surgery and Dental Implant Center. Keaton Anthony leads off here in the 4th inning for the Fightin' Phils, and the first pitch to Reading's first baseman is over for a called strike. Anthony popped up in the infield his first time up, actually fouled out to first baseman Ryan Clifford his first time up. Second pitch he beats on the ground off his foot. It's quickly no balls and 2 strikes to Keaton Anthony. We've obviously been focusing on what Griff McGarry has done. In the meantime, Yoander Suarez has been really good. He has thrown 37 pitches so far, and he's got 2 strikes on the leadoff man here in the 4th inning. Phils with just 2 hits. And they were back-to-back, and the double by Reyes, the single by Jordan Disson. And really only the double by Reyes was the hard hit ball. This one lifted foul and out of play. So the Phils really have only squared up 1 so far against Suarez. Anthony batting in a 3-hole tonight for the first time. They're batting cleanup for the beginning of the season. 0-2 pitch. Rounded third down the third base line, but just foul. Anthony to be followed by Luis Verdugo and then Hendry Mendez. That's 3, 4, and 5 in Al Padrique's lineup tonight. Skipper in his usual third base coaching box. Michael Jones in the first base coaching box. It's the first time I've seen Al Padrique with a sweatshirt on.
Yeah, I think both of them. I feel like I haven't seen a jersey as the top layer in a while.
Just saying. 0-2 pitch coming back again to Keaton Anthony. Down the first base line, fisted. Clifford backhands it, boots it, picks it up, and will outrace Keaton Anthony to the bag. Tough play for Clifford only because it was kind of squirting and spinning sideways. He knocked it down and took care of business himself.
Yeah, it was very much a knuckler and had a lot of side spin to it, so a good job by Clifford to stick with it.
So that'll bring up Verdugo. Verdugo flew out to right field his first time up. Verdugo now 1 for 9 in this series. It was a solo home run in last night's game. One of 2 solo home runs last night. The only runs the Phils scored in game 3 of this series. Fightin's won game 1 and game 2. And the first pitch from Suarez to Verdugo is up high for a ball. One-0 pitch, right back again to Clifford. Again, he knocks it down, and this time he cannot pick it up, and Verdugo will be safe. So Clifford knocked it down, and then when he went to pick it up to throw it to Suarez, dropped it.
Yeah, I mean, back-to-back tough plays for Clifford. Last time he was able to do something on it. This time he can't. So I assume that's going to be an E3. It is. So that's the first error of the year on Clifford.
Let's see if the Phils could take advantage of it. An error helped open up an opportunity for the Rumble Ponies to get their 2 runs as Hendry Mendez now will bat. Mendez grounded out to third base his first time up. First pitch, the left-hander is fisted into left field and falling fast, but not fast enough as Alex Ramirez will get there to make the catch for out number 2.
Designated hitter, Reyes.
And so that'll bring up Reyes. As we said, Reyes is the man who has made the best contact so far against Suarez as he doubled into off the left center field fence. Pretty much the same spot of his home run last night, just a few feet shorter. Reyes, the right-handed hitter, now 2 for 4 since being activated by the Phils. Big swing, no contact at the high fastball.
Well, they gave that one a big cut, to say the least.
Might as well tie it up if you can, I suppose, was the thought process for Reyes. 6'4", 195-pound, 24-year-old right-handed hitter. 0-1 pitch. Big swing again. He comes up empty. So it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes, and Reyes will take a lap. So have patience. Our home plate umpire will give him time. Back in the batter's box. Verdugo takes his lead off of first. 2 outs in the inning. Started and stopped. Did he go around? He did not. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
The whole Binghamton dugout extended their arms. They were not happy with that call.
Trevor Patience turned and looked back at him and said,
From up here, it looked like he held up.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think he went around. So it's 1-2 now to Reyes. Good sized lead for Verdugo off of first. And he takes off. Pitch is way up high. Alvarez's throw down is in time. Francisco Alvarez guns down another. And that will end the inning for the Fightin' Phils on the caught stealing. For Reading, no runs, no hits. There was 1 error and nobody left on base through 4. It's 2-0. Binghamton on top. Welcome back to FirstEnergy Stadium, and the Alberta University Golden Wolves call. The bullpen has been made, as we said. And the right-hander, Travis Kuhn, now enters for the Fightin Phils.
5th appearance of the year for Kuhn, 2nd of the week. He's 1-1, a 9 ERA, 4 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, 4 walks. Back-to-back scoreless outings, though, for Kuhn.
2-0 is our score. Binghamton on top as the Rumble Ponies come to the plate here in the top half of the 5th inning. Kuhn will face Francisco Alvarez, Nick Marabito, and Ryan Clifford due up for the Rumble Ponies here in this 5th inning. Alvarez, the New York Mets catcher from a season ago, who ended that last inning with another fine play behind the plate. I believe that is his 3rd caught stealing, 3rd base runner he has thrown out in this series. Alvarez last year with the New York Mets hit .237. 11 home runs and 47 RBIs. So far in this series, he's 3 for 7 with a home run and 3 RBIs, and a healthy cut here facing the first pitch from Travis Kuhn that he fouls back off the backstop. So Alvarez did not play in last night's game, so played the first 2 games in this series after playing a couple of games in St. Lucie as he began his rehab from breaking the hamate bone early on in spring training. I would imagine it's a matter of time before he's activated to be back in New York as he fouls this one out of play. No balls and 2 strikes. There was a concern in game 1 in this series when he got hit in the hand. Showed no ill effects, stayed in the game, came back and caught in Wednesday's game as well. 0-2 pitch. Kuhn misses up and away. It's 1-2. Alvarez 0 for 2 tonight. He did hit the chopper in the infield that Griff McGarry, trying to hurry to turn a double play, bobbled and turned into an error and ultimately turned into 2 runs, and the 2 runs that Binghamton has on the board. Kuhn just misses outside. I think he thought he got strike 3. It looked like a pretty good pitch, but the home plate umpire says no, it's 2-2. Alvarez to be followed again by Morabito and then Clifford. 2-2 pitch, just reach out and slaps it. Keaton Anthony backhands it. He's going to need his pitcher. Travis Kuhn is there for the toss and the catch and the out, number 1 here in the 5th inning. We've had a couple of those plays now in the last 2 innings. Keaton Anthony with 1 last inning with Griff McGarry. And then the Rumble Ponies had 1 with Clifford and Suarez in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Here in the top half of the 5th inning, Nick Marabito now will bat with 2 outs. Morabito 0 for 2 on the night, 2 for 15 now in this series. Both hits doubles. Tries to drop a bunt down, and it's a beauty. Kuhn, the only one who has a chance, and he will eat it. Great bunt by Morabito. The right-handed hitter dropped it down the 3rd baseline. Verdugo, the 3rd baseman, was deep. He had no shot as that ball stopped on the grass before Kuhn could field it, and he smartly just put it in his pocket. Made the bluff throw down, but that was the right call. Just eat it. Only something bad could have happened if you make that throw, because Morabito had to beat out for the Rumble Ponies' 3rd hit of the night. That'll bring Ryan Clifford now to the plate. First pitch to Clifford is up high for a ball. Kuhn, 26-year-old right-hander, originally from Laguna Hills, California, played his college baseball at the University of San Diego, drafted by the Seattle Mariners in the 19th round in 2019. Signed as a minor league free agent by the Phillies organization in the offseason. And he catches the inside corner with this pitch to even the count to Ryan Clifford at 1 ball and 1 strike. Last year, pitching for Seattle's Double-A team in Arkansas, Kuhn pitched in 44 games, 4-6 with a 3.33 earned run average. And that pitch is a bit low. 54 innings pitched. He struck out 64. He walked 23. And he surrendered only 1 home run in those 44 games. So he's 2 balls and a strike here on Ryan Clifford. With Morabito at first base and 1 out, top half of the 5th. That is just a bit low. It's 3-1. Just missed low. Might be some words of encouragement from the Fightin Phil's dugout about that call, but looking at it on our batter eye, it looks like it was low, and that's way up high in ball 4. Morabito was off on the pitch. It does not matter as that's ball 4. Kuhn missed that by a ton up high. And so Clifford is on base for the first time tonight. So a single and now a walk. And the Rumble Ponies again with men on base. So the 5th walk now surrendered by Fightin's pitching. Griff McGarry goes 4 innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs. They were both unearned, 4 walks and 3 strikeouts. So with 2 on and 1 out, now Nick LaRusso will bat. LaRusso with the 2-run double that plated the 2 runs the Rumble Ponies have on the board. His 5th double of the season, his 6th and 7th RBI of the year. And Travis Kuhn spots him with a fastball that's over for a called strike. That one's way outside, and it's 1-1. So Phil's looking for a ground ball and a double play to get out of this. And that pitch is just high, and it's 2-1. Other than that 4th pitch to Clifford that put him on base, Kuhn hasn't missed by much when he has missed. That one is outside. Now it's 3 balls and 1 strike. So Travis Kuhn has himself in a bit of a pickle here in this top half of the 5th inning, and he's behind Nick LaRusso, 3-1. 2 on, 1 out. Comes back with a pitch and a good one. LaRusso did not want to commit to it, didn't like the spot of it as it was in on his hands, but on the inside corner for a called strike, and now the count is full. Morabito the runner at second, Clifford the runner at first, so good speed on the bases, and the pitch fouled straight back. Healthy cut there for LaRusso, but he fouled it straight back. Today's Fightin' Phil's alumni report presented by Deer Country. Johan Rojas with an RBI single for the Philadelphia Phillies as part of a 4-run second inning. They've knocked Sandy Alcantara out of the game already. Phil's batting in the 4th inning. They lead the Miami Marlins 6-0 at Citizens Bank Park. 3-2 pitch. Fouled away again. LaRusso hanging tough. LaRusso, a former Maryland Terrapin, originally from Carmel, New York, but selected by the Mets out of the University of Maryland in 2023 in the 9th round. Played predominantly at Brooklyn last season, did hit 11 home runs in Brooklyn, and 1 more after a late season call up to Binghamton. 3-2 pitch is just a bit low, and it's ball 4. So the runners are off on the pitch with 3 balls and 2 strikes. But it does not matter as LaRusso now walks. So a single and now back-to-back walks have the bases loaded for Binghamton here in the 5th. With 1 out, Travis Swaggerty will now bat. Swaggerty's been on base twice, both times facing McGarry, doubled and walked. First pitch to him is outside for a ball. So Kuhn having some location issues now as he missed that one way outside. So as I said a couple of batters ago, he wasn't missing by a whole lot. That's changed. He has been all over the place right now. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. That comes back with a cutter that Swaggerty swings through. Now the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Huge spot here. Phil's infield back, especially in the middle, hoping for a ground ball and a double play to get out of this. Bases loaded, 1 out. 1-1 pitch coming from the right-hander Travis Kuhn. Just misses outside. It's 2-1. Luis Verdugo at third, pretty much even with the bag. Keaton Anthony at first, a couple steps behind it. Swaggerty started and stopped. That pitch is up high. Now it's 3-1. So Kuhn now in jeopardy if he can't get the ball over the plate of walking in a run. Two-0 game, top half of the 5th. Time now called at the plate by Swaggerty. Swaggerty now with 4 hits in the series, 2 of them doubles. That's over for a called strike. Swaggerty didn't think so. It looks like it was pretty close to a strike from here. And from the batter's eye, I would say as well. Certainly not as far off as Swaggerty made it look like with his argument. So here we go, 3 balls and 2 strikes with an out. That's way down low, ball 4, and he walked in a run. So 3 straight walks after a single puts it a 3 spot now on the board, a 3-run advantage for Binghamton. We'll see if the Fightin start get activity in the bullpen. With that, Brad Bergeson is going to come out and pay a visit to Travis Kuhn, who has created quite a mess here. It's an RBI for Swaggerty, his 2nd RBI of the season.
Yeah, nobody throwing yet. Mitch Newborn just took off the sweatshirt and started stretching, so we'll see if maybe he grabs the ball and starts throwing at some point soon.
But at that, it's going to take him a while to get loosened up, so Kuhn's got work to do here. Alex Ramirez will be the hitter after the conversation is over on the mound. But to Jake's point, Newborn hasn't yet begun to throw. So they're going to let Kuhn try to work his way out of this. Ramirez 0 for 1 on the night. He walked back in the 2nd inning. So McGarry walked 4 over the course of 4 innings, and now Travis Kuhn has walked 3 in this inning. A run across, bases still loaded, and 1 out for Ramirez. Pitch is up and in for a ball. Kuhn from the stretch. Fisted into right field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Clifford will score. LaRusso being waved around. The throw is cut off in the infield. A 2-run single makes it a 5-0 Binghamton advantage.
Yeah, not much on that from LaRusso. Just 75 off the bat. Knuckled him hard, but got enough on it to deposit it in right field for that hit, and 2 more big runs score for the Rumble Ponies.
RBI number 2 and 3 on the season for Alex Ramirez. He's at first base. Swaggerty went all the way around to third base. So that will bring William Lugo up to the plate now with runners at the corners and still only 1 out. Runner takes off from first. The pitch is up and in and out of the glove of Disson. So Ramirez will move up in a stolen base. Takes the double play out of the equation. Runners at 2nd and 3rd and 1 out. Now the Phils will bring the infield up. 3 runs already across in the inning and trying to cut down the damage. With William Lugo at the plate, who's 0 for 1 on the night. Big swing, no contact, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Lugo walked into second. Grounded out to Keaton Anthony his last time up. And again, misses up high. It's 2-1. Newborn is now throwing in the bullpen. Two balls and a strike. Fouled out of play. It's 2-2.
Newborn is someone who can give the Fightin Phils a couple of innings. Now, hasn't thrown in a little bit. Just came off the development list today. Last threw 6 days ago, so last Saturday. But hope would be you can get at least a couple out of him to try and bridge you to the end of the game.
Lugo, chopper left side. Verdugo throws home and guns him down. Fine play by Luis Verdugo on the throw home to Disson, who applies the tag for the out.
Yeah, Bob, we were talking a couple of innings ago at a break about just how smooth of a third base Luis Verdugo plays, and just further evidence right there. Was charging, not the cleanest hop in the world. It makes a throw on the run and pretty much fires a strike to Jordan Disson, who applies a nice tag on Swaggerty to cut him off. So there's 2. See if Kuhn can get out of this with just the 3 runs. Keep it at 5 and see if the bats can start to go to work here.
In the meantime, Ramirez stayed at second base. So first and second now, and Yanni Hernandez bats. Not quite sure what Ramirez was doing and why he stayed. I mean, again, it was the ball hit was in front of him. He didn't have to run, obviously. But once the ball was thrown home, you would have thought he would have taken off for third base, but he didn't. So it's first and second and 2 outs for Hernandez. And the first pitch from Kuhn is over for a strike. This one a slow roller to first. Anthony backhands it, knocks it down, throws to first, and somehow or another was in time to get Hernandez at first base. And the inning ends on the putout. But damage is done by the Ponies. They put 3 runs across. They did it all on just 2 hits. There were no errors and 2 left. We head to the bottom of the 5th. It's Binghamton 5, Reading nothing. Bottom half of the 5th inning is presented by Cornwall Manor, a unique and charming community nestled in a 190-acre wooded campus with many walking trails, including the Lebanon County Rail Trail. Alongside Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCoy. You're listening to Reading Fightin Phil's baseball on our Reading Fightin Phil's radio network and our flagship 830 WEU.com. On the other side of the WEU world, on WEU radio, the Philadelphia Phillies on top of the Miami Marlins. Still a 6-0 score with Miami at the plate now in the top half of the 5th inning. Zach Wheeler in control after the Phils spot him the 6-run lead. No runs on 3 hits for Miami, 6 runs on 6 hits for the Phils, including a 2-run Bryce Harper home run as Felix Reyes leads off here for Reading in the bottom half of the 5th inning. He'll be followed by Jordan Disson and Cade Fergus. 6, 7, and 8 in the Fightin's lineup. The first pitch from Yoander Suarez is outside for a ball. Right back with a 1-0 pitch that is there for a called strike. Reyes 1 for 1 on the night with a double. He was at the plate when the 4th inning ended on the Verdugo stolen base attempt. He was thrown out to end the inning. 1-1 pitch. Way off, way out in front. Down on one knee by the time he's done on the off-speed pitch, and it's 1-2. So Reyes, who doubled his first time up off the left center field wall, has taken some healthy cuts in what is really an extended at-bat. Started in the last inning, now continues in this. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This one fisted into right field, but it's going to hang up long enough for Swaggerty, the right fielder, to run it down, chasing it towards the line. It's out number 1 here in the 5th.
Suarez has been good tonight. Binghamton does have bullpen action. It's Cam Foster up and throwing the righty.
And Suarez has only thrown 4 innings prior to tonight's game on the season. This is his 2nd start. So you got to think that he's on a relative limit to the number of pitches he's allowed to throw as Jordan Disson will settle in. Disson with a single his first time up. And the first pitch to him is way outside for a ball. Disson with his first hit since being called up from Jersey Shore. Called up after the injury to Caleb Ricketts. 1-0 pitch is there for a called strike. Disson did get a few at-bats last year for Reading after spending most of last season at Jersey Shore. Came up played in 6 games with the Fightins last year. 1 ball and 1 strike to the right-handed hitting catcher. Big swing comes up empty on the high fastball. It's 1-2. Disson originally from Pottstown, but played his high school baseball at Malvern Prep. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to him as he's back in the batter's box after the timeout. Lines this one towards the second baseman, Yanni Hernandez, who's right there to make the catch. A little humpback liner that Hernandez fields for out number 2. And I'll bring up Cade Fergus. Fergus, a strikeout victim, his first time up, and I think we've reached the limit because here comes Reed Brignac, and that's going to be it for Yoander Suarez. So apparently 55 pitches must have been it, Jake.
That's the number.
It was like a bell went off, and all of a sudden everybody's like, okay, that's it. So Yoander Suarez's night is over with. We will take a timeout. We'll tell you about the new pitcher coming in for the Rumble Ponies when we come back after this. The Alberta University Golden Wolves call the bullpen for the Rumble Ponies is the right-hander Cameron Foster.
Cameron Foster making his 3rd appearance of the year for the Rumble Ponies. Both of his previous appearances have come in the 9th inning of games. Has yet to give up a run, 2 2/3 innings pitched. 3 hits, a walk, 4 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting, though, .300 against him early.
He did pitch in the first game in this series. He actually finished up the 12-2 win for the Fightin Phillies. Pitched an inning and a third. Phil's got him for 3 hits, no runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. So Foster comes in with 2 outs. A pretty solid effort for Yoander Suarez in his 2nd start of the season. Cade Fergus will now bat with 2 outs in the inning. And the base is empty. The Ponies on top 5-0. First pitch. Fergus started and could not stop. Check swing, but went around. On a curveball in the dirt, Fergus gives it a chase. Fergus played in the opening game of this series on Tuesday, went 0 for 2. Hitting at 200 as this game began. 0-1 pitch, another curveball right back to it, and again he swings over the top of it. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. And misses way outside, and Fergus is able to lay off. It's 1-2. Swing and a miss, right back to the curveball. Fergus comes up empty, and that quickly the inning comes to an end as Foster comes in and quickly gets Fergus on 4 pitches. For the Phils in the 5th, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. 5 complete, 5-0, Binghamton. Yet again, the Alberta University Golden Wolves call the bullpen. As we told you, he was warming up, and now he's in. Mitch Neuenborn.
Mitch Neuenborn in for the Fightin Phillies, 4th appearance this year. He's gone 4 2/3 innings pitched, yet to allow a run. Over 3 games so far, just 2 hits surrendered, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. So, yeah, Neuenborn's an interesting story. Came to Reading as a reliever to start last year, had a really struggled start to the year, got sent to Jersey Shore, went back to being a starter, had a great summer with the Blue Claws, got caught up in September, made his start at Harrisburg the last week of the season, was excellent, has been in Reading to start the season as a reliever, and he's once again looked really strong. And he's a bulk guy. He can give you a couple of innings, and I think the hope is, in a perfect world, he can give you the 6th and 7th here, then you go from there.
Jet Williams will be the first one to face him, leadoff man in the Rumble Ponies lineup as well. And it'll be followed by Francisco Alvarez and Nick Morabito. The first pitch, Williams drives this one straight away to center field. Prado going back, racing back to the wall, and it's off the wall and in play. Williams rounding second, and he is headed for third. Roberts drops the relay throw, and Jet Williams slides headfirst in for the triple.
Yeah, Williams turned on the Jets there as he runs for the triple, and he's got speed, and we saw it right there. Thought he was going to stop at second, but he hesitated for a second and then just kind of kept rolling.
So he is now 90 feet from yet another Rumble Pony run with Francisco Alvarez at the plate. That is the first triple in the season for either of these two teams. As Alvarez steps to the plate, 0 for 3 on the night, swings at the first pitch, drives this one to straightaway right center field. Fergus back, has room, he'll make the catch. Williams will tag, and he will score easily. Sacrifice fly, RBI,
Wait,
6-0.
no, they're blowing the play dead.
He's calling catcher's interference.
They're calling catcher's interference?
No, it can't be. I mean, he hit the ball to the warning track.
They're pointing Alvarez the first base.
Now Alvarez is arguing. First, Reed Brignac was coming.
No, Alvarez just got his bat back, but the run scored.
Can't be.
That
can't
no,
be.
You know what? Probably was a balk. Has to be.
Okay. Must have been. If the run scored, it's the only thing it could have been.
Yeah, 0-0. It's got to be a balk.
So balk was called before officially the pitch was delivered. So that plates Jet Williams. And now Alvarez is going to have to start all over again. So he thought he had a sacrifice fly and an RBI. Turns out he does not, and now he's got an 0-1 count on him. So that was different. Foul tipped out in front of the slider.
And Al's conversation was very quick. I think he came out and said, what was the
happened?
call? And he said balk, and I was like, oh, okay. There was just a little bit of confusion.
Yep. No balls and 2 strikes. And that's fouled out of play. Yeah, because the original start towards the home plate umpire, Trevor Patience, was started by Reed Brignac, because he started in as well to say, like, wait a minute, what are you telling me? What are you doing here? We just got a sacrifice fly and a run. And then once he realized the run count, he didn't care anymore. So he went back to third base, and now Al Padrique came out and said, what are you doing? That's low for a ball. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So again, the balk was called by the umpires before the pitch was officially thrown, but once the pitch is thrown, then it carries itself out. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The run is in at 6-0 Binghamton. Alvarez takes that one just a bit outside. It's 2-2. That's over for a call, strike 3. And Mitch Neuenborn gets Alvarez looking for out number 1 here in the 6th.
Well, it took a lot more pitches, but ultimately is similar end result. A run scored, and there's an out.
Mitch Neuenborn can go back and say he struck out a big leaguer. Got that going for you. Nick Morabito will now bat. Morabito singled his last time up, came around to score. 1 for 3 on the night. Big swing here, comes up empty. Morabito struggling to get started in this season. Hitting 184 as tonight's game began. He's just 21 years of age. He'll be 22 on May the 7th. Compensatory pick by the Mets at the end of the 22 draft out of Gonzaga High School in Washington, D.C. As he takes that one outside for a ball, it's 1-1. Originally from McLean, Virginia. Neuenborn working from the stretch, 1-1 pitch. There for strike two. Scouts think that Morabito will hit for average. Not much in the power department. Great speed. And he's a very good center fielder as well. 2 balls and 2 strikes to it. Tapped towards second. Cole Roberts bobbles it off his chest, picks it up, and throws in time for out number 2. Lots of balls bobbled tonight, but taken care of on both sides.
Yeah, no, and really, I mean, there's been a few errors tonight off bobbles, but also other bobbles that, like Cole Roberts did right there. Good job just sticking with it.
So that'll bring Ryan Clifford to the plate. Clifford 0 for 2 tonight, did walk and score back in that 3-run 5th inning for the Rumble Ponies. Travis Kuhn with a rough outing tonight, goes an inning, gives up 2 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, and no strikeouts. And the first pitch to Clifford is a ball. This one is fouled out of play. Clifford, a player that the Mets acquired, one of the players the Mets acquired from Houston in the Justin Verlander trade. Number 4 ranked prospect in the Mets organization. 1-1 pitch, the left-hand hitter. Fits this one fouling out of play. Off the facing of the grandstand. And that very resounding thud that we always hear when the ball hits off that facing. And it's 1-2 now to Clifford. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll do it for the Ponies in the 6th inning. But Binghamton with another run across. They do it on 1 hit. There were no errors and nobody left on base to the bottom of the 6th. When we come back to Baseball Town, Fightin's down 6-0. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. This day in Baseball Town history is presented by Body Zone Sports and Wellness, the official workout facility of the Phillies. Cameron Foster back out for this 2nd inning, or coming back out for this 2nd inning. On this day in Baseball Town, that's April 18th of 1993 here in Reading. The Phillies built 5 home runs in a 9-0 win over Binghamton. Jeff Jackson, Pat Brady, Ron Lockett, Keith Kimberlin, and Sam Taylor each go deep in that 5 home run outage. You could see a little bit of that tonight. That'd be all right with the Phillies trailing 6-0 here as they bat at the bottom of the 6th. Cole Roberts will lead things off for Reading. Again, Cameron Foster, who came in to get the last out of the 5th. First batter he faces here in the 6th is Cole Roberts, who swings and misses at the first pitch. Jake mentioned earlier, Cole Roberts signed by the Phils and just added to the Reading roster a couple days ago. 0-1 pitch. He's in the dirt. Roberts went undrafted in 2023 out of Loyola Marymount, signed by the Arizona Diamondbacks. Released by the Diamondbacks last July. This one beats this one fouled on the third baseline. So the count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. So released by Arizona last July, signed by the Phillies in the offseason. Last year with the Diamondbacks organization, played at 2 levels in Class A, Visalia and Hillsborough. 30 games in Visalia, 10 games in Hillsborough. That one's in the dirt. It's 2-2. Signed by the Phils to give them an extra infielder. He gets the start tonight. Robert Moore getting a night off. Trent Farquhar getting a night off tonight as well. 2-2 pitch. Lifts this one foul and out of play. Now time is called by Roberts at the plate. Top of the order, and Elio Prado in the on-deck circle for Reading. Fightin's with just 2 hits tonight. And this one's fouled out of play. They had 5 hits last night, 2 of them home runs, 2 solo home runs. One by Luis Verdugo, the other one by Felix Reyes to get the only runs across. So after putting 12 runs up on game 1 of this series and then following up with 7 runs in game 2, bats have been a little bit dormant the last 2 nights. 2-2 pitch to Roberts. Slow roller back through the middle and into center field for a base hit. Went under the glove of Jet Williams, and Cole Roberts has his first hit. And the Phils have their leadoff man on here in the 6th inning. See if they can make something out of this now with the top of the order and Elio Prado at the plate. Established in 1928, the Manor Golf Club is one of the oldest public courses in eastern Pennsylvania. Located between Philadelphia, Lancaster, and Allentown and Sinking Spring, it offers a true test of golf on a championship-style course. Visit themanorgolfclub.com for more information. Elio Prado 0 for 2 so far on the night. Grounded out to third, popped up to the catcher, and 2 plate appearances. Prado 4 for 11 now in the series with a home run and 4 RBIs. Roberts good lead off of first. Prado drives this one down the first base line, but slicing foul. Hit it well, but foul. So see if the Fightins have any thoughts of having Cole Roberts going anywhere. Can't imagine so, down by 6 runs. With a no 0-1 count to Prado. Swing and a miss, good off-speed pitch. Had Prado way out in front of it. And he's now out in front of Prado. No balls and 2 strikes. Prado, another veteran signed by the Phillies in the offseason. Minor League Rule 5 draft from the Orioles. Checked his swing, but doesn't matter. They ring him up. Elio Prado is called out on strikes on a knee-high curveball. And he is Foster's second strikeout victim. And the first out here in the 6th, now Aiden Miller will bat. Miller 0 for 2. 5 for 14 now in this series. Roberts at first and 1 out. Now time is called by Alvarez behind the plate. This one lifted down the first base line, foul territory. Clifford will give it chase. He'll have room and he'll make the catch. So Miller retired on 1 pitch on a foul out. And that will bring Keaton Anthony to the plate. Anthony 0 for 2 in the ballgame. he also fouled out his first time up and grounded out to first his last time up. So Anthony was hit the ball pretty well so far this season. Not very good contact in either of his plate appearances the first 2 times around. And comes up empty on a big swing, his first pitch here. So he's quickly in the hole, no balls and a strike. Roberts, the runner at first, now with 2 outs, takes his lead. Anthony misses. Alvarez with a snap throw. Roberts dives back in without a problem. It's 1 ball and 1 strike to Keaton Anthony. This one lifted into right field, slicing towards the seats, and will just kick off the facing of the first base bleachers. Now to play, so it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Keaton Anthony. Foster delivers. This one lined into right field. That's going to fall for a base hit and down the line. Roberts around second and heading for third as Swigert goes and digs it out of the corner. Keaton Anthony with a stand-up double.
6th double of the season for Keaton Anthony. Continues to shoot up the Eastern League leaderboard into baggers. Now with Luis Verdugo up, who's shown some pop as of late. We'll see the Fightin Phillies can start to inch their way back into this ball game. Huge chance here to do that.
2 outs in the inning, and Anthony with the double, and Roberts stops at third. Good job by Swigert to go dig that out of the corner and prevent Roberts from being able to score on it. So Verdugo at the plate, 0 for 2 on the night. Was safe on an error his last time up on a squirter down the first baseline that Ryan Clifford stopped but couldn't pick up. And the first pitch to Verdugo is over for a called strike. Verdugo with 1 hit in the series. It was a solo home run last night. Foster pitching from the stretch for the 0-1 pitch. Fouls that one straight back. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Phil's trying to crack the ice here in a 6-0 game. The bottom half of the 6th inning. Alvarez was calling for that pitch way up high. Had the mitt up at Verdugo's head, and that's where the pitch was. Verdugo lays off. It's 1-2. This one lifted up down the first baseline. Clifford giving a chase in fair territory, and it drops in. 2 runs will score. Verdugo heading to second, and he's safe. 6-2 the score.
Well, you'll most certainly take that if you're the Fightin Phillies. Ball felt like it just hung up there forever. I assume it's going to be a 2-run double. I don't know if that did hit a glove or not.
I think it hit Clifford's glove, but that's a tough catch for the first baseman down the first base line.
2-run double, or if it's going to be an E3 that scores 2 runs. Regardless, you'll take it. I see a hit on the board.
Yeah, yep, there's 3 hits. It's 5 hits on the board, so that's a double and 2 RBIs for Verdugo.
Well, you'll take that if you're Luis Verdugo.
Sure will. Take it if you're Al Padrique as well, because it's a 6-2 game now. And Hendry Mendez now bats with Verdugo in scoring position.
Officially does go down as a 2-run double for Luis Verdugo. So, all right, showing some life now. See what the Fightin Phillies can do with it.
Second double of the season for Verdugo, RBI number 4 and 5 on the year. Mendez with 3 RBIs on the year, looking for another one here in an 0-1 count. Off-speed pitch, it's outside, it's 1-1. Mendez 0 for 2 on the night, 2 for 8 in this series. Got 2 of his 3 RBIs in this series. Lifts this one into shallow right field. The second baseman Hernandez is back. He'll make the catch here, and that will end the inning. But the Phils finally do crack the ice with 2 runs. They do it on 3 hits. There were no errors and 1 man left. 6 complete. Binghamton 6, Reading 2.
Taking on our Phil's player, Keaton Anthony, in a little battle of quick thinking. So, Kathy, in a moment, I'm going to give you a category. Then you're going to have 15 seconds to name as many things in that category as possible. If you can get as many or more than our player, I'll give you these 4 tickets to the May 17th game with our first ever post-game drone show. Are you ready? All right. Your category is ballpark foods. Ballpark foods, 15 seconds on the clock. Get ready to help her out, folks. Name as many different ballpark foods as possible. On your mark. Get set, go. All right, I counted 11 with hot dog at the buzzer there, Kathy. Let's see how our player did.
Top of the 7th inning is presented by White Star Travel, the official cruise sponsor of the Reading Fight Phils. Visit whitestartours.com for more information. Top half of the 7th inning. Phils trying to chip away. They're now down 6-2. With the Rumble Ponies coming to the plate here at the top of the 7th, they'll send Nick LaRusso, Travis Swaggerty, and Alex Ramirez to the plate. Facing Mitch Neuenborn back out for his 2nd inning of work. LaRusso, 1 for 2 tonight, been on base twice, 2-run double in the 3rd inning, and walked and scored a run in the 5th. And the first pitch to him is over for a called strike. A 1 pitch, off-speed pitch, had him way out in front. It's 0-2. Philadelphia Phillies batting in the bottom of the 6th after Miami scored in 2 in the top of the 6th. 7-2 Phillies on top. Zach Wheeler with 10 strikeouts on the night after Christopher Sanchez had 12 yesterday. The series finale against the Giants. 0-2 pitch. Just misses outside. It's 1-2. Speaking of which, Ranger Suarez apparently in line to pitch for Lehigh Valley next week. The Iron Pigs returning home. 1-2 pitch. Tap, swings on and lifts that one out of play. And I'm guessing that Andrew Painter was supposed to be pitching tonight for Clearwater.
He did pitch tonight. It was a good outing for Painter. Went 3 innings, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts through 49 pitches. So take that for sure.
1-2 pitch. Over for a called strike 3. LaRusso goes down swinging. Or goes down looking, excuse me. The 3rd strikeout for Neuenborn since taking over in the 6th inning. 1 down here in the 7th for Travis Swaggerty. Yeah, that's a good enough outing for Andrew Painter. They should give away a bobblehead.
Oh, good idea. Did it tonight. What did we know?
That's why we knew it. We knew it was a lock. Bobbleheads to the kids tonight. And jerseys, hot dog jerseys on Sunday. Bring the kids out for Easter Sunday. All kids getting a hot dog jersey. That should go over well. Phils will be the Reading Hot Dogs on Sunday afternoon. 1-0 pitch to Travis Swaggerty. Misses. It's 2-0.
I know ham is the food of Easter, but
Correct.
hot dogs, they both come from pigs.
Yeah. Burke's Packing makes them both.
They do make
I've
them
had both. Their hams and their hot dogs. They're both good. 2-0 pitch. Lifted straight away center field, not deep. Prado will take charge and make the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, we usually give away a ham a day during the Christmas season. Those are very popular.
Alex Ramirez now will bat for the Rumble Ponies with 2 outs. Ramirez has been on base twice, walk and a single, drove in a couple of runs as well, 1 for 2 on the night. First pitch to him, off-speed pitch, way out in front. Coming into tonight's game, he had struck out 5 times in 11 plate appearances tonight. And a lot of it was on that, off-speed pitches. He has not fared well. 0-1 pitch. That time they bounced that curveball up there. Neuenborn bounces it up, and it's 1-1. Just misses outside. Now 2 balls and a strike. Beats this one off his foot and foul at the plate. Looks like Binghamton has a lefty up and throwing. Figure out who that is in a moment. Phil's bullpen is quiet.
It's Felipe de la Cruz.
It was somebody who has not been in because I can't remember a left-hander pitching. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Ramirez, and that's another one in the dirt. Jordan Disson has been beaten and battered tonight behind the plate. Lots of pitches in the dirt tonight. Griff McGarry started, went 4 innings, gave up 2 runs. Travis Kuhn gave up 3 runs in the 1 inning he worked in the 5th, and then Neuenborn gave up a run last inning. As this one is lifted up, shallow right side, and Roberts, the second baseman, will take charge, and he'll make the catch, drifting into right field for the 3rd and final out. So a solid inning this time for Neuenborn as he gets the Rumble Ponies. 1-2-3 here in the 7th. 7th inning stretch time in Baseball Town. 6-2, Binghamton on top. Bottom half of the 7th inning as the crazy hot dog vendor doing his Jake Starr imitation, entertaining the crowd with Take Me Out to the Ball Game. This inning brought to you by Swartz-Culleton PC. Have you or a loved one been injured? Get justice. Call Swartz-Culleton today at 1-800-JUSTICE. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Fightin Phils, and the Alberta University Colton Wolves call. The bullpen has been made. A lefty now into the game for the Rumble Ponies.
Felipe de la Cruz making his 3rd appearance of the year, has made a start. 6 1/3 innings pitched, yet to give up an earned run. 7 hits, has allowed 1 unearned run. 2 walks, 9 strikeouts, 269 is the opposing batting average on Felipe de la Cruz.
Again, it'll be Felix Reyes who will bat first against him. Now time called before we even got started. I'm not sure if that was an umpire time. Who called time there? Reyes 1 for 2 on the night with a double. First pitch lifted and out of play down the first baseline.
You got 9 outs to work with, 3 at-bats to go. See if the Fightin Phils can start to keep chipping away.
And this one is inside. It's 1-1. So Yoander Suarez went 4 2/3. Cameron Foster goes an inning and a third. And the 1-1 pitch. Lifted foul and down the first base line and out of play. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to Reyes. De La Cruz, the 23-year-old lefty, delivers the pitch that's driven into right center field and deep. Morabito goes back, but he will have room on the warning track in front of the right center field fence for out number 1.
Yeah, we've seen Reyes hit some balls hard tonight. Another one right there. Got a fastball center cut. Squared it up, just not enough on it. But as we said, Reyes has strength, and we've seen that showcase so far.
That will bring Jordan Disson to the plate. Disson 1 for 2 with a single. And the right-handed hitter takes one over for a called strike on the slider. This one fouled out of play over the head of Michael Jones, the first base coach for the Fightin Phils. Time as Travis swaggered, he had to go dig that out of the corner, toss it into this crowd, and now get back into right field. Gives Disson a time at the plate. No balls and 2 strike count. Disson to be followed by Cade Fergus in this bottom of the 7th inning for Reading. The 0-2 pitch. Fouls it straight back. Good cut there by Jordan Disson. Stay alive at the plate. That one bounces to the backstop, and the count is 1-2. Beats this one foul. That's time down the third baseline. Disson hanging tough. Gotta imagine Jordan Disson has some friends and family here at the ballpark. Pottstown native. Get a chance to play for his hometown team.
Not too far of a trek. Just hop right on 422, drive for about 40 minutes, and here you are.
There you go. 1 ball and 2 strikes to him. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He goes down swinging. Out number 2 here in the 7th. So the Binghamton pitchers tonight have now struck out 6. They have yet to walk a batter. So the Phils with 5 hits in this game, and that's 5 base runners. As Fergus swings and misses. Actually 6 base runners because there was an error on Clifford, but ultimately that was thrown out on a steal attempt by Alvarez. The 0-1 pitch is over in the outside corner, and Cade Fergus quickly in a no balls and 2 strike hole, and he is 0 for 2 already on the night with a couple of strikeouts. And now Fergus calls time as De La Cruz looking for the put away pitch to get out of this inning quickly. Back with his 0-2 pitch. This one Fergus does stay alive as he fouls it out of play. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And back-to-back strikeouts for De La Cruz finishes the 7th for the Fightins in inning number 7. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. 7 complete, and it's 6-2. Binghamton on top.
What's your names and where are you from? All right, great. Back
6-2 Binghamton on top half of the 8th inning, and the Alberta University Golden Wolves call to the bullpen has been made. Right-hander Gunnar Mayer now taking over for the Fightins.
Gunnar Mayer making his 4th appearance of the year. Got a save, a 0 ERA, 3 2/3 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts, and 3 walks.
So with this 8th inning, Jake Starr now will take over play-by-play.
Yeah, sorry, Bob. I think I may have cut you off a little prematurely. But
You're just anxious to get going. I understand it.
it's either I'm anxious to get going or anxious to get you done.
Well,
it depends
I think
how you
it's
look at it.
probably a little bit more of the second, but that's okay.
So as we said, top of the 8th inning, we got a 6-2 ball game. Fightin Phillies trail it. Gunnar Mayer in. And this top half of the 8th inning, let's tell you about Mimo's Italian Restaurant and Pizzeria at 290 Morgantown Road in Reading. It's been serving authentic Italian dishes since 1997. Enjoy homemade favorites for the whole family. Their newly renovated space, perfect for private events, voted best in Berks multiple times. Mimo's is family-owned and a proud 2025 Team Feed partner. First pitch to William Lugo from Mayer is down for a ball. It's 1-0. And the pitch from Mayer home is swung on, fouled back. Well, it's kind of on line with us, Bob, but then it's shot over top of the press box, so it's 1-1. That's usually a righty bat doesn't kind of come our direction.
Yeah,
it's mostly lefties.
Gonna have to be a lefty.
1-1. Gets the knees for a strike. It's 1-2. Lugo tonight 0 for 2. Did reach on a walk back in the second. And Mayer winds and fires. Swing and a miss. Struck him out on a changeup. So that is out number 1 from Gunnar Mayer. And that'll bring Yanni Hernandez to the plate. Some back-to-back scoreless outings for the righty Mayer. Last pitched on Tuesday night, a scoreless frame. Got the save on April the 9th against Somerset. Also pitched on April the 5th, gave up an unearned run. So 4th outing of the season for the right-handed arm out of Walnut Creek, California. And the first pitch to Yanni Hernandez, a ball 1-0. Hernandez bats from the left side. Righty Mayer winds and deals, and that's over for a strike. It's 1-1. Hernandez hitless tonight, 0 for 3. Couple of ground outs along with a fly out. 1-1. Swung on a line drive blooper towards shallow left. It'll fall in front of Hendry Mendez for a base hit. So first hit of the night for Yanni Hernandez, and that'll flip the lineup card over for the 5th time tonight to Jet Williams. Beautiful Friday night in baseball town, kicking off what'll be a fun weekend of the first full 6-game series here of the season. And pitch to Williams, runner takes off, pitch outside, a ball. In the second will go Hernandez. It should be a stolen base because he was going. And if so, that'll be the 2nd stolen base of the season for him. The pitch was a ball, it's 1-0. Jet Williams tonight, 1 for 3. Had a triple, scored a run his last time up in the 6th. Big lead again for Hernandez, pitch home. Swing and a miss, it's 1-1. Behind a sinker at 94 was Jet Williams. When out of the inning, Mayer set, fires home. That is sinker at the knees, it's 1-2. So Gunnar Mayer looking to send down Jet Williams, get the 2nd out of the inning. Yanni Hernandez takes his lead off of 2nd. Cole Roberts holds him close, tight to the bag, then he retreats. Huge lead for Hernandez. Pitch home. Swung on and a pop fly towards center. It's not deep. In comes Elio Prado, and the center fielder will make the catch. That's out number 2. And that'll bring the catcher Francisco Alvarez to the plate for Binghamton.
Catcher Francisco Alvarez.
Alvarez digs in for the 5th time tonight. He is 0 for 4 currently. Did reach on an error in the 3rd. Did come around the score in that 3rd inning that the Rumble Ponies put up a pair of runs. Now time is called. It looks like by Disson.
Yeah, something's going on behind the plate. Now Alvarez, the catcher, who certainly understands something. I'm not sure what's going on with Disson as to why he called time. Wasn't a normal timeout.
And the first pitch home. That's outside. Gets away from Disson. That'll make it 1-0. Up to 3rd goes Hernandez. We'll see now whether that's going to be a pass ball or a wild pitch.
I think that's got to be. That still wasn't a very good pitch. I mean, he's had a number of them tonight. He's digging balls out of dirt. I wonder, Jake, if that might be what the timeout was. It might have been something with the glove. It didn't seem like it was anything physical. But Alvarez, the batter, who's also obviously a catcher, he seemed to be interested.
1-0 home. That's outside. 2 balls and no strikes to count to Alvarez. So now Hernandez on 3rd. Very lengthy lead. It also is officially a wild pitch on Gunnar Mayer. Take a look at him on your MILB TV feed. Luis Verdugo nowhere close to him. And the pitch to Alvarez is swung on and popped up, slicing down the right field line. It'll go out to play foul into the grandstand. And the count goes 2-1. Alvarez, the catcher for the Mets, been on rehab assignment with Binghamton this week. Came up from St. Lucie, where he was rehabbing a hamate bone injury in his left hand. Had surgery back on March the 10th. 2-1. That's over for a strike. It's 2-2. Alvarez hitless tonight. Gunnar Mayer looking to keep that the same. Infield back, 2 outs, 2 balls, 2 strikes in the top of the 8th. 6-2 Ponies. Pitch home. Swung on and a tap foul. Got a piece of Alvarez, it looked like, in the box, so the count stays the same at 2-2. Gunnar Mayer, the 4th Fightin Phillies pitcher of the night. Set at the belt, the 2-2. Swung on, ground ball, softly hit towards the middle. Miller fields, crosses behind the second base bag, and the shortstop fires the first in time, and that will retire the side in the top of the 8th inning. No runs for the Rumble Ponies. There was a hit, no errors. 1 man left on base. We'll head to the home half of the 8th. Fightin Phil still trail it. It's 6-2. Bottom half of the 8th inning. Let's take a look at our Fightin Phil's team leaders, presented by PA Army National Guard. Well, entering tonight, and with his double in the 6th inning, Keaton Anthony extends his team lead with 2 baggers to 6. Good, impressive number this early in the season. 6 doubles for Keaton Anthony. So it'll be 9-1-2 due up for the Fightin Phils in this 8th inning. They trail at 6-2. Felipe De La Cruz is back in for Binghamton. He pitched a 1-2-3 7th inning. And the first batter he'll face is Cole Roberts, and then the top of the lineup De La Cruz completes his warm-up tosses. Francisco Alvarez throws down the second. If you're just tuning in, Bob McCool along my side. My name is Jake Starr. The Fightin' Phillies will look for a rally here in the final 2 innings of the night. So Cole Roberts will dig in from the right side. And the first pitch home is swung on into the air towards center. Not deep. Morbito, the center fielder, barely moves. Maybe a step to his right and drifts a step back, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. And that'll bring Elio Prado to the plate now for the Fightin' Phils. Prado, who's 0 for 3 in tonight's ball game. It's been a quiet night offensively for Reading outside of a trio of hits in the 6th. Outside of that, it's been rather uneventful offensively. Pitch home. Breaking ball for a called strike. It's 0-1.
Yeah, neither one of those 3 hits were hit exceptionally hard. Roberts had the slow roller up the middle for a single.
And Prado swings. Ground ball right side. Fielded deep in the hole by the first baseman, Clifford. His throw to first is very high. De La Cruz late couldn't get down on the bag in time. So it's going to be a base runner for Reading and Elio Prado. We'll see whether they give that a hit or an error.
Yeah, it was a tough play for Clifford. Left-hander going to his right. And then had to wait for De La Cruz to get over there to make the throw. And just that little bit of hesitation, he ends up throwing it high, and it is an error.
It is going to be an error. So it'll be
going to have to be an error on Clifford.
Yeah, it was a throwing error on Clifford. Because a good throw gets him.
Right.
It wasn't an easy play, but a good throw, and he's out.
Correct. So
that'll bring Aiden Miller to the plate for the Fightin' Phils with 1 down in the 8th. First pitch to Miller is taken for a strike. It's 0-1.
Been a lot of challenges for the first baseman tonight on ground balls. Keaton Anthony's had a couple of tough plays, and so too has Clifford.
Slightly open stance for the righty Miller. Hitless tonight, and the pitch is outside. It's 1-1. Elio Prado, 2 for 3 in stolen bases this year, leads off first, but be hard-pressed to think he'd be running considering the success Alvarez has had throwing runners out. 1-1. Miller will take it down. 2-1. Miller's got a couple home runs and a double. He's driven in 3 so far this year with Reading. And the pitch is over for a called strike. It's 2-2. Miller 0 for 3 tonight, looking for his first base knock of the evening. Pitch home, and he swings and he shoots it straight back foul. Hit off, I believe, the facing of the press box.
Yeah. Wasn't high enough to hit the roof on the overhang, so I knew somebody was going to get that one because that was hit hard enough to get here.
2-2 the count to Aiden Miller. Pitch. He swings and he lines one down the right field line, foul and out of play.
Just a little bit behind that. Hit it well, but just a little bit behind it.
Had a heavy slice to it, just like my golf shot. 2-2 and an out to count to Miller. Prado leads off first against the lefty De La Cruz. The pitch home, way up and away of a fastball. It's 3-2. Good at bat here for the Phillies at number 2 prospect Miller. De La Cruz comes set at the letters. Pitch home. That is up for ball 4. So Aiden Miller aboard with a walk. Prado goes up to second. And back-to-back base runners for the Fightin' Phils. Now to bring Keaton Anthony to the plate.
It's also the first walk surrendered by Binghamton pitchers tonight. So you got an error and a walk. In a game you're trailing by 4 runs. These are the moments. These are the ones you got to try to cash in something here. You chipped away with 2 in the 6th. Got to get something out of this as well.
Reading did a very good job cashing in when opportunities presented themselves the first 2 nights of the series. Last night, not so much. Let's see if they can change that script here. Pitch, and Anthony takes it up for a ball. It's 1-0.
And it's going to be a timeout by Alvarez. I kind of saw that coming. after he missed the last pitch and then way up high on Anthony, that this is a moment of calming down his pitcher. So he's actually going to have a conference on the mound with everybody. But as soon as that pitch was up high, the veteran catcher Francisco Alvarez calls time and makes a trip out. Says, look, got to get outs. Got to throw strikes. Walks is what we don't want.
Everyone was in that meeting except for the shortstop, Chet Williams. He stayed back, kept an eye on Elio Prado. Not like he could have done anything, and time was called. Regardless, though, it's 1-0, the count to Keaton Anthony. He's got 2 on, 1 out, pitch home. Anthony will take it inside. They'll throw behind Miller at first, not in time. He's back in.
That might have been part of the reason why there was a conversation.
I think there was a play to draw up there. I think it was A, settle him down, and B, let's draw a play up.
Yep. Because otherwise there's no reason to have a conversation with your infielders in that spot.
2 balls, no strike to count. Pitch to Anthony, and that's over for a strike outside 2-1. He is not happy about that one. Keaton Anthony has words for Trevor Patience. Anthony 1 for 3 tonight, doubled and scored a run back in the 6th. 2-1, Anthony swings at a chopper over the head of De La Cruz, fielded by Williams at short, throw to first is in time. So a tough play, 6-3 the putout. Prado up to third, Miller goes to second, and that'll bring Luis Verdugo to the plate here, trying to get something out of this inning with 2 outs and 2 on.
That's a great play by Jed Williams, though, because obviously all kinds of things are going on around you as you're charging in. You got to avoid the first base runner, ignore the second base runner, because they had no shot to get the play at second. He had 1 chance and 1 chance only, and that was the batter, and he made a good throw.
Pitch to Verdugo. Big hack and a miss. It's 0-1.
He's trying to make this a 1-run game, and I don't blame him. That's what you do. I mean, you get it cut. All right, you get a healthy hack at it, and if you come up empty, all right. Now take a little bit off the swing. Try to find some green grass.
Pitch home. Verdugo swings, and he fouls it back this time. It's 0-2. So quickly in a hole is Luis Verdugo. Verdugo had the 2-run double in the 6th, but was untraditional of a double as you've ever seen. It was a ball that dropped in the outfield between 3 players. 0-2, the pitch. Inside, got away from the catcher Alvarez. Here comes Prado. He can't get anything on his throw. That poor throw moves Miller to third. So on the wild pitch, Prado scores. Miller goes to third. I'm intrigued how that one's going to be scored because he was not running on the wild pitch. He went on the throw, but they could just say it was from the wild pitch, but at least food for some thought.
Right, but definitely the ball squirts away from Alvarez, and a heads-up play there by Prado to take off immediately. Any hesitation, and it changes the dynamic, but he was off quickly.
And the 1-2. Swung on a high fly ball towards center field. It's not too deep. Morbito, the center fielder, drifts back, and he'll make the catch a couple of steps in front of the track. And that will retire the side in the 8th. Reading does get a run. They did it on no hits. There was 1 error and 1 man left on base. We will go to the 9th. Fightin' Phils still trail at 6-3. Top of the ninth inning, and tonight's attendance at FirstEnergy Stadium is 4,221. Thanks to our friends at PSECU for presenting tonight's attendance. PSECU is proud to be one of the largest credit unions in Pennsylvania. 6-3 our score. Fightin Phillies still trail Binghamton. Gunnar Mayer, after a scoreless 8th inning, is back out, and Bob, his job's simple. Keep it a 3-run game. Give your bats a chance to come back in the bottom half of the inning.
Yeah, the Fightins are slowly chipping. They got the 2 spot in the 6th, and now a 1-run back here in the 7th after being down 6-0. But that's what you got to do. You got to get 3 outs and give the bats a chance.
First pitch to Nick Morabito is outside for a ball. It's 1-0.
In addition to giving the rest of the bullpen and the rest of the night off. Like, that's the other thing you don't want to do, is you don't want to have them get another arm up.
1-0 is swung on and missed. It's 1-1.
I don't see any activity in the Binghamton bullpen.
De
so
La
I'm
Cruz
guessing-
can give length. So I
Yeah.
think the thought was always to get him multiple innings tonight. 1-1 is swung on and missed. 1-2. Just huge hacks here from Morabito against Gunnar Mayer. 6-3, Rumble Ponies lead it. So it will not, if Binghamton wins and De La Cruz finishes the game, he will not get credit for the save because he entered before
Correct.
it was a 3-run game. Pitch home, swing and a miss. Morabito was just completely full that entire at-bat. It was a sinker up and in, and took everything he had at it. Second strikeout for Mayer, first out of the 9. That'll bring Ryan Clifford to the plate for the Rumble Ponies. And the first pitch home, he swings and he fouls it straight back. It's 0-1. Ryan Clifford tonight is 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts. Did walk and score a run back in the 5th inning. 0-1 is upstairs for a ball, 1-1 to Clifford. Overall, he's a 176 hitter on the season. Yet to hit a home run. Does have 3 doubles, though. Also driven in 3. Next pitch is down. 2 balls, 1 strike. The count to Ryan Clifford. Nick LaRusso waits on deck. He had a 2-run double back in the 3rd inning, which looks pretty big right now. 2-1 is down. It's 3-1. Gunnar Mayer, the 4th Fightins pitcher tonight. Griff McGarry started and went 4. Travis Kuhn went an inning. Mitch Noonborn 2. And Gunnar Mayer's trying to go 2 as well, as the 3-1 is swung on and fouled back. It's a full count. Full count, 1 out. Gunnar Mayer comes set at the belt from the first base side of the rubber. We'll rock and deal the 3-2. It's swung on and it's popped up. It'll go out of play foul behind home plate. American flag blowing majestically in the wind, straight out towards center field, maybe a little bit towards left center. It's a full count, 1 out. And Gunnar Mayer fires home. Swung on and hit in the air towards left, slicing towards the line in foul territory. Hendry Mendez goes over. Ball is in his glove. Hat is on the ground. And he makes the catch in foul ground, and that is out number 2. Good play by Hendry Mendez. He's run a long way on. Him and Fergus have run a long way on some plays tonight.
Yeah, Mendez especially. And he's had a couple of nights out in left field this season where he could have taken a nap. He just didn't get a whole lot of balls hit his way, but he's had some hit tonight where he's had to run a long way to go get them.
First pitch to Nick LaRusso is swung on and fouled back. It's 1-0. Excuse me, 0-1. Foul balls usually result in a strike.
Works out that way.
Usually it does. 0-1, 2 outs. Pitch home. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
Pretty funky swings by the Rumble
I was
Ponies.
going to say, a lot of indecisive swings this inning. And that was a cutter, but like the first batter, Marabito, was all fastballs.
Yeah, it's not like he's throwing any trick pitches at him.
0-2. Swung on, lifted in the air towards right. Pretty deep. Fergus back. Has room. Makes the catch just in front of the track. And that will end the top half of the 9th inning. So Good work tonight by Gunnar Mayer. No runs, no hits. Nobody left on base for the Rumble Ponies in the top of the ninth. We will go to the home half of the ninth. Last chance for the Fightin' Phils. It's rally time. They trail it 6-3. Well, we go to the bottom half of the ninth inning. Fightin' Phils trail the Rumble Ponies by a score of 6-3. So it'll be the last chance for Reading tonight to try and avoid a second straight loss and avoid the Rumble Ponies evening the series at 2 games apiece. And they'll have 5, 6, and 7 due up to try and do it. It'll start with Hendry Mendez, Felix Reyes, Jordan Disson of 3 due up this inning. We'll see if there's any pinch hitters scheduled to come to the plate for the Fightin' Phils in this ninth inning. So Hendry Mendez will dig in. Felipe De La Cruz, who's looking to finish this game off with 3 innings of work. Binghamton's bullpen quiet right now. De La Cruz at 33 pitches tonight. And Mendez will dig on in from the left-handed batter's box. So lefty on lefty matchup to get this one started. 6-3 our score, bottom 9. First pitch home. Swung on a ground ball, chopped to first. Room service hot for Clifford, who's charging, got it, takes in the bag himself. And on one pitch, there's one out. Felix Reyes, the next batter.
Well, I was just about to say, I'd be curious to see if the Phils can work De La Cruz a little bit to the first batter or two, how much longer he can go. But Mendez kind of nullifies that with the first pitch out. There is someone now getting up and beginning to get loose just in case, because again, he's at 30-plus pitches. If this becomes a longer inning for De La Cruz, he might not have enough in the tank.
First pitch to Felix Reyes is a strike. It's 0-1. Next pitch is a swing and a miss. It's 0-2 quickly. Felix Reyes 1 for 3 tonight. Had a hard-hit double back in the second inning. We've seen him hit some balls hard through 2 nights, but that time he swings and misses at it, so 2 quick outs. And that's the third strikeout for Felipe De La Cruz. And it'll bring Jordan Disson to the plate. Last chance for the Fightin' Phils. So Disson digs in, 1 for 3 tonight. First pitch is a ball. It's 1-0 to the catcher.
Yeah, whoever had gotten up for Binghamton threw 1 pitch. And then after he got 0-2 on Reyes, they put the sweatshirt back on.
Disson swings, broken bat, blooper towards shallow left center. It's down for a base hit. So Disson hadn't hit either of his base hits particularly hard tonight, but hey, you'll take him.
And you'll sacrifice a bat for the base hit as well. But just as I was talking about the bullpen for Binghamton, when De La Cruz got to 0-2 on Mendez, whoever was up stopped throwing and then went and put a sweatshirt on after he struck him out.
So Cade Fergus is up. If he reaches, the tying run will be on deck. The first pitch to Fergus is a ball down. It's 1-0. And actually, now they're going to say it was a balk, so it is no pitch to Fergus. So up to second goes Disson.
That's the second balk now of the night.
All things
One each way.
All things considered, it doesn't matter
No.
if you're Binghamton at all. Now Cole Roberts does come up to the on-deck circle. And the pitch, Fergus will take it for a ball. So we're back to where we were, 1-0, except for the guy on second. Following no strikes, Disson leads off second. Pitch home.
Ooh.
Inside, that hit him. I don't know how it did not. It's 2-0.
Yeah, he got the hips out of the way, but it almost hit his arm. Okay, just kind of jumped back on it, but as he did, his upper body went forward. That's what almost where he got hit.
And the 2-0, swing and a miss. It's 2-1. Fergus had a game-tying home run in Sunday's game against Somerset. See if he can contribute to some heroics here. 2-1 is taken. It's down 3-1. Three balls, one strike, 2 outs in the ninth. 6-3 Binghamton. Disson leads off second. Felipe De La Cruz comes set at the belt against Fergus. The pitch home. And that's a strike. Fergus thought about it but stopped. It didn't matter. It was over the plate. So now the count runs falling. Cade Fergus and the Fightin' Phils are down to their final strike tonight. De La Cruz comes set at the belt. He pitched number 45. Swung on, hit in the air, deep left field, Ramirez back. It is out of here. Cade Fergus injects life back into the ballpark. A 2-run shot. It's 6-5 in the bottom of the ninth inning.
Well, it hadn't been a very good night for Cade Fergus up until that point with the 3 strikeouts. But as Jake said, he hit the big home run in Somerset. This one doesn't tie it up, but it does bring the tying run to the plate, and it's also going to bring a visit to the pitcher's mound.
Yes, we're going to get a visit to the pitcher's mound here. Cole Roberts is scheduled to bat.
Yeah, I was just thinking, does this change Al Padrique's thought process now as well? Because now you have the tying run, you're bringing the tying run to the plate. You've got Andrik Nava in the dugout. Just thinking of who else he could possibly use.
You got a
here.
lefty on the mound, so you
Right.
have to think about that.
Right. I mean, I'm not thinking of like the Trent Farquhars of the world. I'm just thinking, do you have who in that dugout has the bat that might? You got Leandro Pineda, obviously, but that's another lefty. I'm just thinking about whether or not you bring a thumper up there, if you will.
I mean, like, it's Robert Moore's the other name,
Right.
but Moore has shown to have more power from the left side than the right side.
Well, they are going to stay with De Los Santos, so that's that question.
So, yeah, De La Cruz stays in. Cole Roberts as well. But yeah, Robert Moore had 9 home runs last year. All 9 came from the left side. So here is Cole Roberts. Last chance for the Fightin' Phils, who trail at 6-5. First pitch, Roberts takes for a strike at 7-1. I don't think he liked that pitch, and from what we saw up here, he has a reasonable reason to say he did not like that pitch. Pitch home, swing and a miss, it's 0-2 quickly. Yeah, your whole approach changes after that first pitch called for a strike.
Become a much more defensive hitter.
Had to be defensive there. So it's 0-2, 2 outs. De La Cruz winds and deals. And Roberts takes outside. It's 1-2. Should he reach? Elio Prado waits on deck. And the 1-2. Breaking pitch up and away. It's 2-2. Two outs. Reading trails by 1. The pitch home. That's a called strike 3, and Cole Roberts can't believe it. He was backing out of the way of it, and Trevor Patience said it was strike 3, and that is how the ball game comes to an end tonight. 4th strikeout for Felipe De La Cruz, who wasn't easy for him, but he battled and ultimately walks away and gives the Rumble Ponies a 6-5 win tonight. In the inning, Reading showed fight. They had 2 runs. They had 2 hits. There were no errors. No men left on base. So that is how tonight's ball game comes to an end. We'll step aside for a moment. Bob McCool's got your post-game show coming up right after this.
Welcome back to FirstEnergy Stadium, and welcome to our post-game show presented to you by White Star Travel, the official group sponsor of the Reading Fightin' Phils. Visit whitestartours.com for more information. Well, the Phils tried to make the comeback, but the deficit just a little bit too much, and they come up just a run short. The final Binghamton 6 and Reading 5. And we will take a look at how things unfolded here tonight in Baseball Town as the Reading Fightin' Phils and Binghamton were scoreless through the first 2 innings. And then we started the top half of the 3rd inning with the Rumble Ponies at the plate. Griff McGarry got the start tonight for the Fightin' Phils. Yoander Suarez got the start for Binghamton. And again, scoreless through 2. Binghamton got things started with the top of the order, and Jet Williams with a walk. That was the 3rd walk surrendered by McGarry on the night. And then Francisco Alvarez hit a chopper over the mound. McGarry fielded it, tried to field it, tried to kind of hurry himself a little bit, thinking he could turn a double play, bobbled it, and then ultimately everybody was safe. So the error on McGarry opens up an opportunity, and the Rumble Ponies took advantage of it. After a flyout and a strikeout, McGarry was in a position to get out of it, but Nick LaRusso then doubled, and that drove in both Williams and Francisco Alvarez, and it gave the Rumble Ponies a 2-0 lead. And it stayed that way up until the 5th inning, and it was a different situation, but a different pitcher, I should say, but a similar situation for the Phils. In walks were at the heart of it as Travis Kuhn came on after getting the first batter to ground out. He gave up a single to Nick Morabito and then walked 3 straight batters, including Travis Swaggerty with the bases loaded to drive in another run. That made it 3-0. And then Alex Ramirez followed with a 2-run single to make it a 5-0 advantage for Binghamton. And a rough night for Travis Kuhn, giving up the 2 hits and the 3 walks. Then we went to the 6th inning, and Jet Williams was at the heart of it again as he drove one to straightaway center field and off the Redner's Event Center for a triple, the first triple of the season for either the Binghamton Rumble Ponies or the Reading Fightin' Phils for that matter as well. So Jet Williams with a leadoff triple, and then a balk allowed him to score the run that made it 6-0 in favor of the Rumble Ponies. The Fightins finally got on the board in the bottom half of the 6th inning, and Cole Roberts got it started with a single after a strikeout to Elio Prado and a pop-up for Aiden Miller. A Keaton Anthony double put runners at 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs for Luis Verdugo, who hit a fly ball down the first base line. It was a long run for Ryan Clifford, the first baseman, and Travis Swaggerty, the right fielder, couldn't get there as well. It hit off of Clifford's glove and dropped to the ground, and both
Cole Roberts and Anthony were able to score. It goes as a double for Verdugo, a 2-run double at that, and the Phils were on the board at a 6-2 deficit. It stayed that way till the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Phils were able to take advantage of, this time, a fielding mistake by the Rumble Ponies. With one out, Elio Prado hit a ground ball to the right of the first baseman, Ryan Clifford. In his throw to the pitcher, Felipe de la Cruz, covering was over his head for an error. A walk to Aiden Miller put runners at first and second. And then with a runner, at second and third, a wild pitch allowed Prado to score the 3rd run for the Phils. And with that, it made it a 6-3 game. And then we went to the 9th. Gunnar Mayer got the Phils the bridge to that 9th inning, keeping Binghamton from getting any more offense. The Phils were down to their last out with Jordan Disson at the plate. 2 outs in the 9th inning, a broken bat single into left center field for Disson's 2nd hit of the night. Put a runner on first base for Cade Fergus, who had struck out all 3 plate appearances prior to that. But this one changes as he drives one into the deck in left field for a 2-run home run, his 2nd home run of the season, his 2nd and 3rd RBI. And the Phils were within a run at 6-5, but down to still to their final at bat. And Cole Roberts strikes out looking to end the ball game, and the Rumble Ponies take the victory with a 6-5 advantage. So the Phils 2 nights ago were in a position to try to get to the 500 mark, the elusive 500 mark over the course of the last couple of seasons for Reading, and the Fightin' Phils drop another and now are 3 games under 500 at 5-8. Final numbers in this one for Binghamton: 6 runs on 6 hits. They committed 2 errors. They left 8 men on base. The Fightins with 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, and 4 men left on base. Cameron Foster gets the win. He's 1-1. Great job by Yoander Suarez, but he hit his pitch limit at 55 pitches at 4 2/3 innings. So he was well in control of this game. Gave up just 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. But because he did not get that last out in the 5th inning, he does not get the win. It's one of those rules in baseball that when you look at something like this, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, because Suarez certainly pitched well enough to get the win, but because they took him out before he got the last out of the 5th, Cameron Foster, who did get that last out and then pitched the 6th inning as well, he gets the win for Binghamton. Griff McGarry takes the loss, his 1st of the year, and in the end, Felipe de la Cruz, who ended up pitching the last 3 innings, does get the save. Time of the game played in 2 hours and 38 minutes, and it's played in front of 4,221 here at FirstEnergy Stadium. We are back at it tomorrow night on a Saturday night, a special start time for a Saturday night, 5:15, but it's still that time of the year where it'll still be dark when we're done, and therefore we will have fireworks for the first time this season after tomorrow night's game. The Diamond Credit Union Plaza opens up at 3:15, the Seating Bowl at 4:15 for what looks to be another nice night here at the ballpark. So hope to see you out here. And again, the Phils then will finish up this series against Binghamton on Sunday afternoon. That too a special start time for Easter Sunday, 1:15. Kids get a hot dog jersey, a Reading Hot Dogs replica jersey, if you are in attendance on Sunday, Easter Sunday. And of course, as it happens every Sunday here at FirstEnergy Stadium, all fans get to run the bases after the game is over with. So the series is now tied. Reading won the first 2. Binghamton has won the second 2. And so somebody's going to break that tie tomorrow night. The Phils will try to regain control of this series tomorrow night with Gabe Moser on the mound for Reading. And he'll be matched by right-hander Nolan McLean for the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. That's the matchup for tomorrow. Again, 5:15 is first pitch. If you can't make it out here, we will have the call of the game for you here on the Reading Fightin' Phils radio network and our flagship 830 WEU.com with the call of the game. We thank Reading Fightin' Phils hitting coach Tom Slater for being the guest on the pregame show. You heard part 1 tonight. You'll hear part 2 in tomorrow night's pregame show. Again, that will start at 5 o'clock from here at FirstEnergy Stadium. Final, again, the Binghamton Rumble Ponies win it by a final score of 6-5. The Rumble Ponies are now 5-6 on the season, and Reading falls to 5-8. For my broadcast partner, Jake Starr, my name is Bob McCool. Thanks for listening to the Reading Fightin' Phils radio network. We'll talk to you with more baseball from Baseball Town tomorrow night. 5 o'clock is the pregame show. Better yet,
love to see you here at the ballpark. Have a great night, everyone, and thanks for listening.